Round one, fight!
Hey, welcome to a late night episode of sorts of tournament fights. So I am your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. This is an episode that I kind of fast tracked because I've been wanting to talk about these movies because I have so many movies, like more and more as time goes on, that like people in this community just love. I like to say people in this community have a hard on for, and I don't get it, but that's just like a phrase that people use. But they just love them, and I'm just kind of like, like I don't know, I don't get what you think is so great. But the thing about movies, I always try to give movies like multiple chances before I just write them off. I don't just see it once and then just say, oh, I'm never gonna watch that again. I mean, I'll watch anything, honestly, but but it'll be interesting to see what's on my list, what's on other people's list. We got a good panel here of people that got some pretty interesting hot takes, and you might not be happy about some of them, but that's all right. That's the fun of this thing. We're just having fun. So if you hear us dogging on one of your favorite movies, don't worry too much about it because it's just our opinion, and that's the good thing about movies. They're all subjective, and we all have different thoughts and opinions, and we can all still be movie fans in the end. So yeah, but I'm your host, Jordan. Hot take tonight, Anderson, and this is episode 214. And yeah, let's go ahead and bring in our panel for tonight. So I'll bring in first the one that I started this channel with originally. I'll bring in Chris Scott, the Casablanca Kid. What's up, Chris?
What's up, buddy, man? Yeah, dude, there's some hot garbage out there, man, that I just don't get why people love, man. But dude, I'm excited to do this episode. Dude, I'm glad I get to be on here with you, man. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to be on the next episode after this too. So let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, I'm ready
to hot garbage roll downhill.
Yeah, right. I'm ready to light some movies on fire tonight. Let's
go.
All right. But next we'll bring in a guy that you may have heard a few of his hot takes here and there. He's posted about him. He's been on a couple other shows kind of talking about some of them. So we'll bring in Mr. Zach Shelton. How's it going?
What's up, Mr. Zach Shelton?
I'm just going to say it's going to be wild these next two episodes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is, man. Yeah. I already know some of your takes piss me off.
Me too. I'll just say, Zach.
Dude, but that's what makes movies a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
I know I have hot takes on my own that people are like, what the hell's wrong with you, dude?
But after getting a little preview of putting this together, I think, Zach, you have the list. I'm just like, really? Are you kidding me? That movie's on there? Come on, man. You have a lot of movies that I love on your list, so that'll be interesting. But it'll be fun. And just to remind everyone tonight, I should have mentioned up top, this will just be a half bracket tonight. So how it's going to work is there'll be a bracket of 32 tonight, and then whatever makes the Elite 8 tonight, we'll move on to Wednesday night's episode, and there'll be some play-in matches to go along with that bracket. And so this will be a bit of a shorter one. So that kind of makes it all right. We'll feel a little better that we're getting a late start tonight because it's only going to be a half bracket. So, but we also have, you know her, you love her, we love her. We got Miss Maria Hammond. How's it going?
Love her or you hate her.
Yeah. We might after this episode. We'll see.
Well, I think some people know already my hot takes.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yep.
Wherever you are from me.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Gotta put the opposite direction.
Anyway,
yeah.
It's so hard for me to understand that. But yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited to hear what other people's are. I mean, I know mine. Absolutely. I mean, I've got a lot of triggers.
Well, we'll say there were a few crossovers, so some of you may actually agree with each other. There wasn't too many, maybe like about 6 overall in total. So there may be a chance for 2 people to really go hard on certain movies. So, but last but certainly not least, we have Mr. Dan Skip Allen. What's up, Dan?
Hey, Jordan Campia. All film is subjective, Mr.
Yeah,
Jordan
right?
Campia. Yes,
Exactly.
yes. You look like the son of John Campia, actually. He could be his son.
I don't know if that's a compliment
yeah.
or not. Maybe.
I'll tell you right now, if anybody puts anything that I like on this list, I'm voting it down. You can count on it right now. It is not getting anywhere near the next bracket or the final 8 or nothing. Up.
Yeah.
Mark it down.
It is
Well-
War of the Worlds, Dan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It is, yeah. Or the movies tonight, but
Yes, War of the movies.
yeah, but so I'll just explain to everyone how it's going to work because I just want to remind everyone you'll be voting for the movie that you like the least. So the one you think is the most overrated or that you just don't like, that's the one you want to vote for because in the end we want to try our best to come to an agreement of what we think is the worst movie out of this bracket or the one we like the least. And you can vote however you want. You can vote if you think the movie is generally the worst, or if you think it's a bigger hot take, like maybe like it's that's generally regarded as a great movie by most people, but you're just so far on the opposite, you really want to go hard and you want to vote for it, that kind of thing. So yeah, and for anyone who might be tuning in for the first time, this will just be basically like a March Madness tournament of movies, and we'll just be going round by round, and we're going to vote for the ones we like the least. And you do have to vote no matter what, even if you haven't seen either one. You just vote for which one maybe you like the least. You can do the anti-Jacob Barber logic, as we like to call it. Which one would you not want to watch? They're put in front of you. So yeah, but yeah, and we got Brian tuning in. Yeah. Casablanca might come up, and I didn't realize this. Maria, you were holding out on us. Is it your birthday today?
Oh no. It was a while back. They keep in the community, some people have birthdays for a whole year.
Oh yeah, right.
Started that, I think, and then it's moved on to me. So I don't know. I'm grateful for any kind of sentiment that's
sure.
positive.
Yeah. Well, Brian's keeping your birthday alive. So yeah.
I got 4 boys.
Nice. Well, I'll go ahead and I will bring up our bracket for tonight. Let me see. Oh, there might be. Let me zoom it in. I didn't do that. So there's no spoilers. All right. And let me actually do a little something here. I'm going to take it off for one quick second because I want to make sure I have it in the right mode so we don't get ads and pop-ups. I should have it in.
We all love a pop-up.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Kiss the dad.
Oh, yeah. It's in the right mode. When I brought it up, there was an ad, but it went away, so that's fine. So
you must know we're ready.
Yeah, right. So I'll bring it back up. And then let me do a quick, just 2-second adjustment on my end. All right, there we go. And yeah, we're all set. And we always start with the person at the bottom of the bracket. You'll be voting first. So Dan, you'll be up first. And with one of your movies, you can claim it. And yeah, we'll see what we got. So first up, we have, and I pulled all kinds of different like alternate and fun movie posters. So we have the movie Gravity on there. I will say that's one of my picks. I can't stand that movie, so I'll be happy to talk about that. Going up against Miami Vice. Whoever had that one.
Miami Vice is mine.
Okay, nice. All right, but we'll go to Dan though. What do you want to say about these movies?
I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like both of these movies, but there's one of the two that I like way more, and so I'm gonna knock that off of here because we do not want that getting anywhere to the 8. And of the two of them, I like one more than the other. So I have to get rid of. We want to vote down Gravity, guys. Vote down Gravity. We don't want that getting to the final 8. Unfortunately, even though I like Miami Vice, we're going to have that one go forward.
Okay, so you're going for Miami Vice. Well, Maria, what do you say about these two movies?
I say I wish I had that kind of power to influence the whole panel. I don't, and I wouldn't try. I vote for Gravity because I don't mind it going down.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. And Zach, what do you say about Gravity and Miami Vice? What are you going to go for?
So I've only seen one of these movies. So with that logic, I'm going to vote for Miami Vice.
Okay, that's fair. Chris, what do you say?
I hate Gravity. Gravity is the first piece of hot shit.
Yes.
That movie is painful.
What are you doing?
Why are we floating around in space?
On my
Why do we
side.
give a shit about these characters?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
It's a survival story.
Nobody cares.
Bullock,
I just
but I wanted to cut that cord. Okay.
enjoy your.
It's a
Yes, cut that cord and let her
Yeah,
float
let her
off
die.
into
But-
deep
but
space.
Miami
and
Vice,
just die a
why?
horrible death.
Okay, the show is a masterpiece. That movie is a piece of shit. But because I hate Gravity more, I'm absolutely voting for Miami Vice.
Oh,
Okay,
Chris.
because Gravity can suck a big egg. Okay. Yeah.
so you're voting for
If you vote for Miami Vice, you're gonna move on.
Miami
Miami
Vice.
Vice
So
will move
yep.
on.
Move on.
Yes,
Miami
you-
Vice. Yes.
Okay, I
You-
thought you wanted to move,
Yeah, no.
get rid of
so you're
Gravity.
gonna vote for Gravity. You like Gravity the least of these.
Oh
two.
yeah. So
That's-
sorry. So
Yeah.
yes. So yes.
You vote for the one that
I
you
hate
dislike
Gravity the
most.
most. So I'm voting for that one.
Okay.
God, I'm an
I was
idiot.
trying to say,
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you sure you got
Okay.
this in your head?
Not exactly,
Yeah.
Maria. That would have been a good thing for you, though. Okay, in the future, you're like,
Yeah. So
good movie going through.
We know
Thank you.
Jordan's going to vote for Gravity. Might as well
Yeah.
just push it on now.
well, for me, Miami Vice, it's not great. Like the show is awesome with Don Johnson and those guys, but like Gravity, I can't stand. I went to go see that movie. There's two people in this whole damn movie, and they don't do anything but float around in space, and they're trying to create tension, and the tension doesn't work for me. I just think that it's boring. I think that it's just like stupid. Like I just didn't care about any of these characters and whether or not they survived. I just wanted them both to just float away and die and just be
come on.
gone. I'm like, see
Yes.
you later. And like, I just do
I mean,
not
it's
care.
so
what
preposterous, the whole thing. It's like, give me a break.
These
Like,
characters.
Put you in this space, Jordan. See if we care about you. See if we want.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
see you later. Float away, Jordan.
Yeah, right.
Please cut the cord, okay?
Well, I'm just not the biggest Alfonso Cuarón guy.
Man,
I
that
mean,
movie's a masterpiece. Gravity.
I like
It's
I like
gorgeous.
certain movies from him, but I mean, not a lot. So, like,
Wow.
I was actually trying to see he did Roma. I don't like Roma. Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, neither.
He
Yeah,
did,
Pan's
like-
Labyrinth.
We didn't
Yeah,
do
like-
Pan's Lab. That was Guillermo del Toro.
Well, I mean, he was involved, sort of. I guess he was a producer, I guess, but still. And then,
He
like
did Children of Men. He did Prisoner of Oz, Azkaban.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
None of
so-
those are good.
But
Those
Prisoner
are
of Azkaban's good. I like Prisoner of
Those are great.
Azkaban. That
Yeah, I
one's
like
good,
Prisoner of
so-
Azkaban. That's the only
yeah.
thing he's done is good.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
I'm gonna go for Gravity. So it will be Gravity. Moving on.
Oh my God, this is brutal already.
Sounds good.
I mean, Dan, we still have a chance in the next round. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
right.
We still have a chance.
So up next you
I
have
know,
funny
Revenge
people.
is going
Ooh,
around.
look, another one of
Obviously,
mine is up there. Funny
Casablanca's going to
people.
be on here.
Oh my
One
god.
of you
that
guys-
movie.
Oh, it's another me versus Chris because it's 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh my
Right.
god, they're
What?
so hey, how wonderful.
Yeah. Well, just to remind everyone, this is completely randomized. So, so this time we'll go to Maria first, and which one?
Oh
do
my
dislike
god, you
more?
made me choose something so hard. Okay, that I liked least
Yeah.
is 2001. I sat through that shit in 1968 and wondered what the hell my mother had brought me to because I thought, what the fuck is with this baby at the end? So anyway, I don't like it. I still don't like it. I think Stanley Kubrick is completely overrated.
Yes.
So I will vote for that.
Yeah. I
Wait a
mean,
minute. If I vote for that, I hate it the most.
Get out of there. Get out
Wait
of
a
there.
he's got some okay
Yeah.
movies, but not. I'm so
Vote
on
for
it.
the one I like
We'll get to
least.
me. It's not my turn yet. But,
2001. Yeah.
yeah. But what is Zach? What do you say about these two movies?
My vote is for Funny People. I actually enjoy 2001: A Space Odyssey. I think it's good. There's things that it could do better, but I was engaged with Funny People. Like I wanted to like it, and I never got into it. So Funny People is my vote.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say?
Funny People is not funny at all.
No.
It's stupid.
Not funny.
But yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I do not get the hype. I know this is part of the introduction. You've seen the podcast. Like this is one of the movies
Yeah.
without knowing that I hate this piece of shit, and I've since tried to rewatch it. Dad, like it doesn't work for me. Okay, at all. Like I don't get the overhyped horseshit. So absolutely, I'm gonna vote for 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's not as painful as Funny People, even though Funny People isn't funny.
Yeah. Well, so for me, I like 2001. I don't like love it, but like I can appreciate, especially the cinematography and the music too. Like I think those two hit really well for me, but it's very slow and it's like a slow burn and there's weird stuff that happened like especially near the end and it's just kind of like I can see how it's not for everyone, but I like it enough. I mean, but Funny People. So just a quick little story. So like back in the day on Black Friday, when you used to have to line up and camp out all night long to get something you wanted to get, I was outside and it was freezing. This is Idaho in the wintertime. I was camped out at a Best Buy to get a laptop, and it was back in the day before streaming. This had to be like 2004 or no. It was even later than that. It was like 2000, like 8 or 9, something like that. But so I just had a portable DVD player, and I brought a bunch of movies. I'm like, oh, Funny People. That's Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler. And it was the most god awful, boring, not funny, just stupid waste of my time. Like I wish I could have gotten my 2 hours back, or like 2.5 hours. This thing's 2.5 hours, way too long. And yeah, I just don't understand. Like movies like this, like comedies should not be this long. It's not even a comedy in my mind. It's not funny. It's just stupid. So I gotta vote for Funny People. But Dan, what do you say?
I'm not an Adam Sandler fan. I do like a few of his sports movies, like The Waterboy and Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. Those ones, his early stuff. I'm not. It's just like he makes these movies, Funny People, just so he can hang out with a bunch of his old buddies from SNL and all this stuff, old sitcom buddies, and it's just not a good movie. Now, 2001: A Space Odyssey is an absolute masterpiece. I am not the biggest Stanley Kubrick fan, but one of his best movies in his filmography is 2001: A Space Odyssey. I recommend, if you guys don't like this movie, to read up on it, and you'll see what it's really about, what it's trying to say, and you'll realize what a masterpiece this movie is. And the score and how the computer, we are living in a world where computers are taking over. How ironic is that? Stanley Kubrick made a movie 50 years ago about this, and look at this. How about the world we're living in now? Masterpiece, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Garbage. Pretty Funny People. Get rid of Funny People. Move that one on.
And Funny People, it does have Aubrey Plaza, but she doesn't do anything for me, even though she's one of my favorite actresses. That's fine because Malcolm says that people are allowed to be a fan of an actor but still dislike some of their movies. Yep, that's very true.
That's it. That's
it. But
I agree with that.
I believe it's going to be Funny People. Zach, what did you vote for? You vote for Funny People, right?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be Funny People. Moving on. All right. Up next we have The Last Temptation of Christ.
Oh God.
Going up against Collateral, which I think that's another Chris one. So you got 3 right off the bat, and I think The Last Temptation of Christ might be Dan. So
I don't go. I'll talk about this one in depth when it's my turn.
Yeah, but it'll be Zach first. So what do you say about either of these movies?
I mean, I'm surprised at one of them because I will say that my vote is for Last Temptation of Christ. Even though I haven't seen it, I really like Collateral, and it's another engaging drama that just sucks you in, and I enjoy it the entire time I'm watching. So I'm going for Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say?
So I remember seeing Collateral in theaters with my mom and dad. And I remember right from the very beginning, I did not buy necessarily the relationship between Tom Cruise's character and really, but I can't think of an actor. But anyways, the point is, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
I thought it was stupid, and I thought it was stupid that he'd ride around in a taxi to kill people. It's like, seriously, you're supposed to be this major hitman, and you're trusting this taxi driver. That's just,
he's got something on him. He has something over him, which makes him drive the taxi.
Quit trying to explain everything to us. We don't like it. We don't like it.
Yeah, I don't need you to explain why you love this movie so much.
Well, you can explain it when it's your turn if you want.
Piece of shit in the world, and Last Temptation of Christ is all right. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just okay. But because I hate Collateral so much, I'm voting for that one.
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that from the same director of Miami Vice? Didn't Michael Mann do
Michael
that?
Michael
Mann.
So
another Michael Mann one for you, Chris. I guess you're not a fan of
which is so sad because I like Michael Mann. Michael Mann's Miami Vice is a masterpiece.
No. Oh, wait, you just said that you...
No, Miami Vice, the TV show. He also works on the TV show.
Oh, he also works on the TV show.
That was Michael Mann's TV show.
Did like the
I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, nice. That's cool. Because, Michael Mann's had some some great movies. He Last of the
He has.
Mohicans and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
And
made some amazing films.
I thought Ferrari was just
Ew,
okay. I didn't really
painful.
love it like I thought I would, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So it's my turn, and yeah, like I'm kind of on the same lines as Zach. I've never seen The Last Temptation of Christ, but it's one I want to see because I love Willem Dafoe. So I mean, but I think Collateral is awesome. I think that it's a lot of fun. It's really cool seeing Tom Cruise as a villain. I think he's really great. And you also have Mark Ruffalo in there. You have Will Smith's wife. What's her name in there? Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah. Like I think that they're all great. Like that nightclub scene when he goes in the nightclub and he kills that guy. Like like that's like pretty haunting stuff. So yeah, I like Collateral. I've never seen Last Temptation, so I'll vote Last Temptation. But Dan, what do you say?
All right, just to tell Chris, the creator of Miami Vice, the television show, is Anthony Yerkovich, not Michael Mann.
Okay.
But Michael Mann, I do like Miami Vice, the movie. It just, I think there was a few things about it that it didn't resonate with audiences, but that's a whole nother thing. I wanted sequels. Trust me, Chris, I wanted sequels to that, but what are you going to do? You're going to get a sequel of Heat instead. But yeah, first of all, you don't get a guy cast as like one of the main guys in your movie about Jesus, and he has a New York accent. I mean,
that's a little
this
weird.
Completely throws me out of, and I am a massive, massive, massive Martin Scorsese fan, and I don't know why. Am I a Willem Dafoe fan?
I don't know. I can't hear him. Is he?
Yeah.
He's freezing.
Yeah.
You're cutting out, Dan. We can't hear you, or you're freezing because.
Sorry, guys. Sorry,
Good, man.
No,
I thought it was on my end because my earbuds do that from time to time, so I thought it was me. So yeah.
No, I lost you guys. No, yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. Why people like The Last Temptation of Christ. I'm not a Martin Scorsese fan. He's my favorite director, but that whole what's his face Harvey Keitel is like. I don't think it's Pontius Pilate, but it's like one of the 12 apostles. He's like Jesus' best friend or something like that. It completely throws me out of this movie. I would say The Passion of the Christ is the better movie about Jesus. And Collateral, oh my God, this is a fantastic movie. Jamie Foxx opposite Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise playing Vincent, the villain. Boy, this thing looks gorgeous. I mean, Michael Mann, what a cinematography in Collateral. I mean, amazing looking movie with a guy who's in a tough position because Vincent has something over him. I definitely would say get rid of Last Temptation of Christ. That's awful compared to Collateral.
Yeah. Sounds good. Maria, what do you say about these movies?
I've seen The Last Temptation of Christ. I'm not a big Scorsese fan. I think he's way too long. Every movie he's got is like Collateral, boy, which one do I not like the most? I don't appreciate Tom Cruise as a villain. Sorry. I know that makes me shallow, but I can live with that because I love me. Anyway, I think I'll go ahead and vote for Collateral.
Ooh, okay. So I believe that it'll still be The Last Temptation of Christ, though, because I think it's me, Zach, and Dan voting for that.
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
So, but up next we have Hitch, which I think might be one of Zach's movies.
That's one of mine, yeah.
Going up against The Amazing Spider-Man, which I think is Dan's. So, but we'll go to Chris first. Which one do you like least out of these two? And he made a stepped away quick. Hey, so Chris, we have Hitch and we have The Amazing Spider-Man. Hitch is Zach's, Amazing Spider-Man is Dan's, but you're up first, Chris. So which one do you like the least of these two?
I mean, I actually like both of these movies a lot, actually.
Yeah,
I really do. But I mean, so I guess I got to think like what movie from these do I think is probably my least favorite movie. I mean, of course, everyone knows I love Spider-Man, so I'm gonna have to go with Hitch.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you too.
Because
yeah,
I like Hitch. Hitch is a good movie. I think
Mhm.
it's a solid story. I like seeing Will Smith in that kind of role. I think it's way different from him from anything else. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah. For me, yeah, I think that it's pretty close to Kevin James's best movie. I really like Becky. I think he's like pretty chilling in Becky, but
Awesome.
and I'm a big Andrew Garfield fan. I love Andrew Garfield. I love Emma Stone. I love the take on Hunt Spider-Man. You got the lizard in, which is the only time we've ever seen the lizard in there. I mean, the less said about the sequel, the better. But I mean, compared to like what we're getting with the MCU now, it makes the Amazing Spider-Man 2 like look like a masterpiece almost. but yeah, like Hitch it's fine. My sister loves it. She's obsessed. She watches it constantly over and over. And I think they're both good. I like them both, but I probably like Amazing Spider-Man better, so I'll vote for Hitch. But Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. After Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies, there hasn't been anything but the MCU Spider-Man movies that are any good. These Andrew Garfield movies were terrible. I don't understand why anybody likes these. They cut Sam Raimi's face off, nose off, despite his face. He had a whole line of stories that he was going to tell, and they shoehorned in Venom in Spider-Man 3. Then he had a whole plan what he was going to do for Spider-Man 4, and they cut him off, and they ended up doing the lizard, which he was already setting up the lizard in the other Spider-Man.
He was, yeah, you're right.
And you know, I don't see why they had to cut him off and just do these other movies. And I mean, these movies aren't very good. I just don't think these movies even come close to the other Spider-Man movies in the MCU or Sam Raimi's movies. Hitch is actually a really funny romantic comedy where you don't see Ron Howard doing romantic comedies that often. Yeah. And you got the team up of Will Smith and Kevin James. Actually, I really enjoy this. So I'm going to put Amazing Spider-Man forward here.
Yeah, and you have Eva Mendes. I mean, she's pretty easy on the eyes.
Eva Mendes.
Yeah, but Maria, what do you say about Hitch?
I say I love Andrew Garfield. I want Hitch up there.
Yeah, sounds good. Zach, what do you say?
Yeah, so now I get to talk about Hitch. Like to me, I think this is one of Will Smith's worst movies. There are movies that I think are better than this that people might not think so. I never found this movie funny, and I was kind of bored throughout. And this is definitely not a good Kevin James movie for me. There are two others that I think are better, and one people hate. So I am going to go with Hitch.
Yeah, sounds good. So it'll be Hitch. Moving on. All right. So now let's see what we got next. We have Ordinary People. So I think that's Dan's again. And then we have another Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, which I can't remember who had that on their list.
That was me.
Okay, that was Zach. Okay, interesting.
Zach, you just poking in.
Yeah. So
wow, just stab me in the heart, Zach, please.
Yeah. Right.
No, I'll give my reasons when it's my turn. So
okay.
Yeah. For me, since I'm first, I'm not that familiar with Ordinary People. I don't know too much about them. I never seen it. I just know like Donald Sutherland's in it, but I mean I don't really know that.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Okay.
Timothy Hutton.
Okay.
Directed by Robert Redford. Maria's darling, the guy she loves, Robert Redford.
You love Robert Redford.
Yeah.
I already found out this. I found out this before, Maria, that you love Robert Redford.
Yeah, but yeah, The Amazing Spider-Man not amazing. That was last round. Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I thought that it was great. I thought it was really, really awesome, and what they did with the animation was just something that like I had never seen before. That was just so cool. All the different types of animation. I know it's not for some people like Austin. It makes him dizzy. You can't watch it, but for me, like I don't have any problem. But also to be fair, Austin gets dizzy like sick on a roller coaster. We went to the theme park and I had to ride them all by myself, but that's fine. But I love you, Austin. You're great. But yeah, yeah, but yeah. So yeah, I think that it's amazing. I met Shamik Moore, and he does the voice, and like he's very proud of it. You can actually tell, but by what happened at the Oscars when he said he was snubbed when the Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't get nominated, that was kind of like being thrown like a little micro tantrum, sort of. But yeah, I've never seen Ordinary People, but because I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse so much, I'll vote for that. I mean, you got Spider Pig in there. You got like you have Spider-Man Noir, which you're gonna make an actual live action movie with Nick Cage. Like F yeah, that's gonna be so awesome. And then you have like Spider Punk in there. You have all kinds of really cool. You got Jake Johnson being the just regular Peter Parker. The Kingpin is great. Gwen, yeah, like they're all great. So yeah, I'll go Ordinary People. But Dan, what are you gonna go for?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Into the Spider-Verse, but I recognize its greatness by a lot of other people who talk to me about it and have told me about it. And there are elements of it. I'm just not the biggest fan of the animation. I don't know, something about that animation in the Spider-Verse movies I'm not a fan of, but the movies as a whole aren't that bad. Ordinary People now, I absolutely loathe this movie because it won Best Picture at the Academy Awards in 1980, and it beat two films that I love to death, and I think it robbed two other movies that should have been won Best Picture, and that's Raging Bull and The Elephant Man. And so because of 1980, Ordinary People robbing two movies that I love more than anything, I'm putting Ordinary People forward. This movie sucks. Even though I love Robert Redford, I like Mary Tyler Moore, I like Donald Sutherland, and I like Timothy Hutton. I don't like them involved in this movie because of what happened to some of my favorite movies, and that's why I put Ordinary People forward.
See, it is possible to love actors but not love every movie they've done. So yeah, but Maria, what do you say here?
I think Ordinary People is a bore. I watched it. I don't go to movies to be depressed. Real life is enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know it's going to be sad or go somewhere weird. I don't need it. And that was one of those. Robert Redford notwithstanding, I don't think he's a great director, but he's okay as a person, I guess. I don't know. I think he's good looking. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
That's about it. I'm shallow. Okay. I'm not going to say anything more. But I love Spider-Man, so I'm going to promote Ordinary People because Spider-Man don't deserve to be on here.
Yeah. Well, Zach, tell us.
I mean, in my opinion, Zach, I'm not really saying anything about you.
No.
Yeah, right.
That way. Okay.
Tell us what you don't like about it.
So for Spider-Verse, this is not a movie that I actually hate. I just think it is overrated, and it's for multiple reasons. I think the story actually kind of takes a backseat to everything else in this movie. I think people are more wowed by the music and the animation, and nobody really cares about the story. And I feel like Miles Morales, he kind of all the other Spider people are more interesting than he is. But I will say Across the Spider-Verse, the second one, does a lot better in all aspects. I just feel like this one is a little overrated, so I'm going with Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Sounds good. Chris, what do you say here?
Well, I absolutely love Spider-Man. I adore Spider-Man, but I remember seeing the trailers for this movie and just thinking it is going to be horrible. I don't get what the hype is. And I think I actually went and saw this movie with my friend Travis, actually. And I was blown away by it. The music was phenomenal. The art was different, but incredible. The voice cast was solid. And the writing was heartfelt, and I felt like it grabbed me by the throat from the very beginning and sort of dragged me along to the end. It felt like a play in the way that you would kind of hope it would be. This one blew me away, and I love the second one even more. So for that reason, I got to vote Ordinary People here through. And actually, I've never seen that movie, actually.
Yeah.
He's not
Check it
good
out.
at directing.
1980 Best Picture winner.
Well,
Best supporting
I figured
actor.
it'd be ordinary
But
people.
That's the
yeah,
Raptors
dude,
of
it's a
Robert
shame that it beat
hate
those two
Spider-Man.
movies out. The movies are incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Both of
we'll
those.
go on to the next one. We got The Princess Bride, which I think might be Zach's. Going against Barbie, which is mine. I hate Barbie.
Kill
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
This
here
will
we
be fun.
go. Here we go. Wow.
So, it'll be
my
you
turn,
first,
right?
Dan. What are you going to say about these two movies?
Well, let me tell you something. I think there's a lot to like in Barbie, especially America Ferrera. I thought she was amazing in Barbie. I think the production design, the costumes, the makeup, the hair, a lot of the production value of the below the line things in Barbie are just incredible. I mean, that how they were able to create this world. I think this is a very topical script when it comes to about women as far as their looks and how they are perceived in the world today. I think Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, I mean, great job on the screenplay for this movie. That being said, The Princess Bride is an all-time classic. It's hilarious. Like Wallace Shawn, you got Andre the Giant in there, Carrie Elwes, you got all these great people, and Rob Reiner was mocking like sword and sandal movies, and he does it so good. There's so many funny scenes in here, and it's such a funny movie. Came out back in the 80s. I'm a sucker, I think, for the 80s movies. So I would have, unfortunately, Barbie, you went up against something that I like just a little bit more than you. So I'm going to have to put Barbie forward over The Princess Bride, because I think Princess Bride has a lot of great things about it.
Yeah, and Brian, he's saying he was hoping Oppenheimer would be against Barbie because of the Barbenheimer. Well, not quite, but
how do you even know Oppenheimer was on here, Brian?
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but people kind of know I don't like that movie. So, but anyways, we'll go to Maria. What do you say here?
I sat through Barbie, and I'm not trying to take anything away from the movie because I'm sure it doesn't care what I think.
Yeah.
But when I first saw it, it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't bad. I just didn't expect that storyline, and it my granddaughters convinced me that it's why it should be why it's good and all that stuff. I like the music. I like all the the pink and all that stuff. Princess Bride, is Dan said correctly, is classic. There's just not much you can do to kill that thing. And why would you want to? Because they're pretty cool. I'm just going to have to put Barbie up there too, because I think it's Princess Bride's more valuable at this point in my head.
Yeah, right. Sounds good. Zach, what do you say? Let's hear about The Princess Bride.
Yeah, to me, Princess Bride is like, it's way too overhyped. I think it's okay, but I just don't understand all of the praise that it gets, because I think it's just okay. There's nothing special about it for me. I did see Barbie, and I think it does have a lot of great elements to it. I think the performances are really good. I think the production design and the look of the movie. So for that, I'm going with Princess Bride.
Yeah. Chris, what do you say?
I remember seeing Barbie finally on streaming when it came to streaming, and I was like, it can't be as bad as people said. And I remember sitting down watching, and I was like, oh, this really isn't that bad. But then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, the issue was like the movie didn't quite know what it wanted to be. It had elements that they didn't really follow up with or finish with. Do I think it's the worst movie ever made? Like, a lot of people said no. I probably gave it a 2 out of 5. So it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it wasn't the best thing I've ever seen either. And I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I wasted my life either. But The Princess Bride is a classic. It's an absolute masterpiece. There's so much special in that movie to love. Yeah. I mean, it was part of my, I'm now divorced, but it was initially part of my vows when I got married. Said, what, love and marriage. I mean, it's,
marriage.
Yeah, it's marriage. It's an iconic movie.
Yeah.
It really, really is. It's special for me. So, yeah, I'm going to have to vote with Barbie here.
Yeah.
Just don't quite get it.
Well, I'm right there with you, Chris, because like Princess Bride was a big part of when I was married too. I'm divorced now, and my ex, like that was her favorite movie of all time. with a bullet was the Princess Bride, and we had Princess Bride stuff all over our house. I got her this huge blanket that she used all the time. We had magnets on the refrigerator and pictures on the wall,
awesome,
and all kinds of artwork, that kind of stuff. And we even would like say "as you wish" was like means like I love you, like that kind of stuff. And like the movie's just so funny. It's got action, it's got adventure, it's got humor, it's got the grandpa reading the story to Fred Savage, the little boy, and that's
poignant. Yeah,
it was a lot
then
of fun.
The Deadpool thing. Remember they made fun of that?
Right. Yeah, they spoofed that. Yeah, and yeah, there's just so many things to love. Like I just think that it's just like it's just one of the all-time great adventure movies ever made. But now,
sorry,
but Barbie, I effing fucking hate this movie. Sorry,
I knew you were gonna say that.
I hate this movie with a flaming, burning passion. I freaking hate Barbie because when I went to go see it, it's like this is supposed to be a movie that like when you look at the poster, you look at the marketing, like little girls are gonna go gaga over there and be like, "Mom, take me to see Barbie." You go to see it, and it's not for little girls. It's got so much political commentary that in my mind isn't appropriate to be trying to indoctrinate these little children, these little kids with all this feminist bullshit like crap that's just like stupid. I absolutely hated the America Ferrera stuff. They're just beating you over the head, saying men are just horrible people. Men are just
come on,
stupid. Men like just have no purpose and no place in this world, and like just so stupid. And then the story doesn't even make sense. They're going out to the real world, but then Will Ferrell wants to stop Barbie and make her go back to her own world, but she already goes back to her own world. She already goes back. So why does he go there? Why does he take all of his goons there? I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me. The only thing that I like, I will say there is a positive. I really like Ryan Gosling. Like I did think he was like pretty funny and that he was having a good time. So I really appreciate that they kind of focused more on him at the Oscars, because I think he deserved it. I think he was really good, and I even like the I'm Not Ken kind of song. Like I like
God,
the choreography. Like I'm just Ken.
Stole the Oscars.
Yeah. So like that was really good, but the rest of it just makes no sense to me. I think it's stupid. I do kind of like Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live being like the weirdo Barbie. I thought she was funny because normally I don't like Kate McKinnon. I think she's really annoying, but she actually worked in that for me. And there were some kind of clever things. She's getting up in the morning. She's like taking a shower with no water. She's trying to drink and there's nothing in her cup, all that stuff. So that is like kind of fun, but like just the message. Why do they have to like beat you over the head with that kind of message? I just don't get it, especially that it's like a family type of a movie, which I don't know if it was even supposed to be a family movie. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was supposed to be for adults and not for kids, or I don't know. And also I had a really bad experience when I saw it because the power went out. There was a power surge. Wanted to go see it, and then it took them forever to get the power back on. And then when they did, they started the movie back over from the beginning. And then someone went and told them they only fast forward like 20 minutes in, and we had already watched half the movie, so we had to sit through this whole thing again. And a lot of people walked out. They're like, "I'm not doing this," and so yeah, like Barbie, I just know I cannot stand this movie. But it made so much money, like we're gonna get either a sequel or we're gonna get spin-offs or something in that world. It's just no. I'm not a Greta Gerwig fan either. I just don't care for anything. But actually, like, so I say that, but actually, I should kind of eat my words a little bit and take it back, because I did like the Little Women movie she just did, and I thought Lady Bird actually wasn't too bad. So she just missed the mark for Barbie for me. So yeah, but so I'll vote Barbie. So I think it's gonna be Barbie. Moving on. So. As it should. Next up, we have My Best Friend's Wedding, which I can't remember who had that on there.
Me.
Okay,
Me.
so that was Zach, and then going back to Pineapple Express, which I think was Chris again.
That was mine. I hate that movie.
Yeah. so yeah, I promise you, Maria, some of your movies are on here. I just randomized it.
I never even thought about that. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I've said loudly what I liked and what I don't like. So a lot of people know that already.
But I mean, you'll have more movies on
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So,
I don't care. It's not about me. This is about the group.
But,
My Best Friend's Wedding. I don't know. Is it my turn? I think it's my turn, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like Julia Roberts in these kind of roles where she's jealous of someone else. It's like, what the fuck? She's Julia Roberts. What are you worried about? You know, you got a billion people Libya and all that crap. And I thought it was cute for the singing and all that stuff. I'm not a Cameron Diaz fan. I don't like that movie at all. Pineapple Express, I thought, I'm okay with the drug culture. I don't care about marijuana. I don't care about all that stuff. I don't mind watching those kind of things. But when they take it and they drive it in the ground, it's like, God, all right, already. I did think though that Danny McBride was hilarious in this movie and did a good job. And it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but I think I'll promote My Best Friend's Wedding because I really don't like that more than I don't like Pineapple Express.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Zach, what do you say?
So I'm glad I get to crap all over My Best Friend's Wedding. That's always the fun part.
Yeah.
So I think I saw this last year for the first time, and this movie is garbage for multiple reasons. You have Julia Roberts as the main character who is so unlikable, and I don't know why you make her the main character. It's like that's not who we should be rooting for at all. And to me, I also don't like Cameron Diaz. I don't think she's a great actress at all.
No, she's not great.
No. Look at Bad Teacher and come back and agree with me.
Yeah.
But my biggest problem with this is that this kind of is talking about the friend zone, and it's like it kind of, I don't know, it talks bad about the friend zone because it's like her best friend who she has put in the friend zone for so long wants to get married, and she decides, I'm going to stop that, but I'm not going to.
Selfish as
I'm not going to have him be into me. So it's just like you're rooting something just to put him back where he already was and make him miserable. So it's just like, yay, good job, Julia Roberts. We love you. But I've seen Pineapple Express, and I think it's okay. Like I have to rewatch it again. It's been a while, but it's not a piece of garbage like My Best Friend's Wedding. So
yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say?
I like
this is yours.
I liked some elements of My Best Friend's Wedding, and Julia Roberts is hot as hell. So instantly that one gets my vote. And I wanted to love Pineapple Express. So many people were like, you need to check it out again, and I would have watched it again. And I just didn't get it. It was funny to a point, but then it wasn't funny at all. It was just way too stupid. Kind of like This Is the End. I know.
Oh, you don't like that?
In the end, that movie's a piece of shit. Like this movie. So I'm gonna vote for Pineapple Express. Shove that movie forward. I know you guys are probably not gonna agree with me. I don't care.
Well, I'll say that I am not John Campia's son or related to him because like John Campia loves My Best Friend's Wedding. If you go back, he had some reviews and he cried during that. He talked about some movies. Whenever he gets asked about movies, he cries about. One of them is My Best Friend's Wedding. Like he just loves that, and I don't get it. I've never seen it though, so I can't really even really comment on it too much. But it's not one that really interests me to really run out and see it. So, and is that the one where they're like singing like all over the at trailers and stuff? Like I say a little prayer for you, like all that. Yeah. Oh man. Like
the only likable character in the whole movie leads the song.
Just talk about like one of the most annoying trailers. I mean, so I'm not gonna rush out to see that. But Pineapple Express, I actually do really like this movie. I'm a big Danny McBride fan, and I think he kind of steals the show in a lot of ways for me. But and also like James Franco. I mean, despite what he's been, some things he's been accused of. I mean, I can kind of separate that, and like I just like him. Like making a little cross joint where he's like, this is the vortex of the apex of weed smoking power or joint smoking power. Yeah. And like they're just going on these crazy, wacky adventures. And like he's listened to the like Electric Avenue at the beginning, being like a collection agent guy. And he pulls it up to the guy, listening to the same thing. He's like, hey, it's Electric Avenue. And like, that's like a totally like, you can tell he's high, like, and just out of his mind. And then the stuff with like Bill Hader at the beginning, he's like, this is the bee's knees, like the weed. So they do like a little flashback. Like, this stuff is great. Why aren't we marketing this to everybody? This stuff is great. And just so like I really like it. Like
I like your
when
reaction.
Danny McBride goes like flying through the warehouse, and he's like, you just got killed by a Daewoo Lanos, bitch, or whatever. That's a pretty funny scene. So like, there's some good stuff in it. So I like it, and I'll vote for my best friend's wedding. So, but Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, Julia Roberts was really in a groove in the 90s and the late 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s with a lot of these rom-coms and stuff like that. They really hit, push the right buttons with pop culture and people and fans and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I was right with her, because I'm a fan of Julia Roberts, and I was a fan of hers in those type of movies back then. There's certain actors and certain actresses was in that kind of right groove of that era, and like the whole weed culture, the whole weed smoking slacker comedies. I wasn't a big fan of the slacker weed drug culture comedies, and I'm a big fan of all these guys that are in Pineapple Express. I am just not a fan of that movie at all, because of the whole weed culture, the smoking culture. I mean, and I don't knock people that are into that sort of thing. I just wasn't a fan of that movie. And I really was a fan of My Best Friend's Wedding and that whole culture of the rom-com of that era. We just don't make good rom-coms like this anymore. And it's sad, because it's just the rom-com has gone the way of the dodo bird. So I would say put Pineapple Express forward, but I know me and Chris are the odd men out here.
Yeah. Well,
thank you.
I think Brian knows me pretty well. He says Pineapple Express has a cameo by Bobby Lee. I'm a Bobby Lee fan, so yeah, he knows that about me. But yeah, so it'll be My Best Friend's Wedding. Moving on. All right. Let's see what we got next. We have Casablanca. Ooh, here we go. Casablanca.
I mean,
the gloves are coming off. Going against the Big Lebowski. Ooh.
Yep, the movie I hate the most.
Man.
Big Lebowski.
Oh, shoot. So, so Casablanca, I believe that it's on Zach's list, and then probably Maria's too. I think it's on both lists. And then I can't remember who had the Big Lebowski. Maybe Chris.
I did. Yep.
Yeah. So, but it'll be Zach first here. So, what do you say about these two movies?
Remember, Zach, I know where you live.
Okay, that's not going to change what I say.
I'm joking with you. I'm kidding with you, Zach.
No, so I saw Casablanca for the first time like last year, because I wanted to see what all of the hype was about. And to me, I was bored the entire time. I didn't care at all about anything that was happening in this movie, and I wanted to enjoy it. I go into every movie wanting to enjoy it. And to me, I don't understand the hype for this movie. Big Lebowski, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember enjoying it, even though it was weird at some points. But at least it got my attention compared to Casablanca.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you say?
Well, I've said a lot about the movie in this channel. Even did a wheel of movies for my birthday.
Yeah, for Casablanca.
And I wasn't invited on that.
I know. Sorry.
Just
Before
sad, man.
We were like,
but yeah, man. I love this movie so much. I mean, what's there to say? I mean, I feel pretty special to have these toppers from the year 1943 when this movie came out from Hallmark.
Ooh, nice. That's awesome.
But
Very
all
cool.
in all, like, I love this movie. It looks incredible in 4K. I have it in DVD, and I also have a VHS of it. But as far as the Big Lebowski goes, my buddy Travis loves it. I've tried watching it. Oh gosh, probably 20 times. Like trying to get it, trying to love it, and I still just don't get it. And it's painful. It really, really is. Like I'm just like, this feels like the stupidest movie I've ever watched. Yeah. And I don't mean that as a slight to any of you guys who love this movie. Okay. Because I know a lot of people love this movie. I know this movie is beloved across, movies and everything else. And it gets referenced all the time. And it gets like clips pulled from it. But I just don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need to take some acid and rewatch it. I don't know. I feel like that's a movie you got to do that for.
Yeah, I need to do some drugs and
yeah. Yeah, right. Because for me, like, I'll say so. Like, I think Casablanca, is a little overhyped. Like, I really do. Like, I mean, I don't dislike it the way some people do. Like, I mean, well, the way Zach does. I don't know if there's a lot of people that Zach and Maria, I guess. but I mean, I just like I see it elevated this movie from like what was the 30s when it came out or something
43.
like that. Yeah.
43.
40s. Okay, so yeah, it just elevated to these all-time like statuses, and I get like what the movie is about, and I get how they're trying to help people like have a refuge for wartime, and like it has a really cool look and like feel to it, and Humphrey Bogart is a phenomenal actor. Like he does a great job, but I'm just kind of like not really like loving it, like, but I don't hate it. Like, it's just kind of think that it's all right. I mean, it's fine. I think it gets a little overhyped because people talk about it as like the greatest movie of all time, and I'm kind of I don't know about that, but in The Big Lebowski, like I've only seen it once, and I wasn't that thrilled with The Big Lebowski either. Like, and I know certain people, like I know Henry Sanchez. He's one that it's his favorite movie of all time, or it was his favorite movie. Changes like quite a bit, I guess. But and I just don't really get it either. The dude and like Steve Buscemi and John Goodman, they're bowling. They're on this journey. Like I don't know. I just don't really like almost even understand what's even happening sometimes. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. But so I'll do you guys a favor, since some of you have Casablanca as your all time. I'll vote through The Big Lebowski because I probably honestly probably would go back to Casablanca and try to appreciate it more over The Big Lebowski, you know. So yeah. But Dan, what do you say?
2 4Ks here of Casablanca, 2 different 4Ks.
Oh, is that a 4K steelbook?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
you got to get that.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, what does that steelbook look like?
Oh, you want to see it?
Sorry.
I don't know how to do this.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Wait, hold it up one more time, Dan.
Sorry, Dan.
Yeah. That's cool.
That is gorgeous. Where'd you get that in? Do I want to know the
Zavi?
Zavi?
$60. $60 on Zavi.
Dude, I want that. My 40th birthday is coming up. I gotta get that.
That'd be a big one.
November 28th, yeah.
Yeah, let me just put it this way. Casablanca is the greatest movie of all time. It's my favorite movie of all time. It's the greatest movie of all time. There's so much stuff in Casablanca. You just have to be patient, and you have to watch and listen to what's going on. There's stuff that's inspired people like George Lucas to make Star Wars. You ever seen the Mos Eisley Cantina? Guess what it is? It's Rick's Cafe American. It's 6 of the most 100 greatest quotes of all time on AFI's 100 greatest quotes of all. 6 of them from Casablanca. Round up the usual suspects. We'll always have Paris and all the gin joints in all the world. You'll have what you had to walk into mine. I mean, there's so many words. Something tells me, Louis, we're going to be best friends or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm messing up some of the quotes. But this movie, it's about love. It's about patriotism. It's about friendship. It's about this guy who I don't stick my neck out for anything. Then, what do? He sticks his neck out for a couple that are in love with each other, and a buddy of his who happens to be the French policeman. I mean, there's so much going on in this movie. He even put your chip on number 22, and he helps the other couple win at roulette so they can get the hell out of Casablanca. There's just so much going on. Claude Rains is incredible. Peter Lorre is incredible. This is the greatest movie of all time. Big Lebowski. I love The Big Lebowski, but it is a little bit confusing. Maybe you do need to be on some mushrooms or something to understand. Get your White Russians going on, and do a little bit of drunk and drug filled bowling or something like that. I do like The Big Lebowski. I like Jeff Bridges in this role, but
it says, wait, Round Up the Usual Suspect wasn't from The Usual Suspects.
Yeah. Thank you, Malcolm. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to put The Big Lebowski forward here because Casablanca is my favorite movie of all time. There's no way on earth I'd ever even consider putting Casablanca forward here.
Yeah, and also shout out to Leo Logan. He says that Ingrid Bergman, she was nominated for a completely different movie that year instead of Casablanca.
It was The Bridge, for Whom the Bell Tolls, and she's terrible in that. terrible in that compared to
Yeah.
Casablanca. Ridiculous. And Gary Cooper's terrible in that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I had to watch all 10 of those movies for Picture This with Dylan and Chad. Oh, God,
man.
that movie was a slog.
Jeez. Well, we'll go to Maria. What do you say about these two movies?
I hate Casablanca. It's not the greatest movie of all time.
Yes,
it's
it is.
the worst love story I've ever seen in my life. They go ahead and cheat on this guy because they think he's dead, and then when he comes back, he says they can't be together. He should go with him. Oh, what a bunch of bullshit! Well, Humphrey Bogart's no actor that I care to talk about with any kind of respect, because I think he's a horrible actor. He's not attractive. He'd be nobody that any woman would pick. I'm sorry. I know that's a hot take. But I don't like the movie.
Humphrey
Never have
Bogart's
liked
a
it.
great actor.
I'm tired of having it shoved down my throat by people that think it's the greatest movie of all time, which it's not.
Yeah.
It is.
The Big Lebowski, however, has my love and my heart for that rug brought the whole room together, and other quotes such as that. I mean, there's tons of them. We could go on forever with that.
Yeah.
But I don't like Casablanca. I'm never going to like it. I grew up with it, listening to it on TV all the time. And it same with like the Treasure of Sierra Madre. Forget it. I'm too over Humphrey Bogart. Get rid of him.
Well,
I don't think he's around anymore. So I think
I think you're okay there. Right?
I think they'd like him to be like, resurrected somehow, but he was not a great person.
Yeah,
so
right.
Resurrect him.
With like AI or
I'm going to
something.
put him in there in that hot seat, and the Casablanca is going to go right in the middle of that.
Well, you won't have to talk about it anymore because it's not moving on. It'll be the Big Lebowski. So
Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you, Jordan.
I think we're
done with this
side.
All right. So that'll be the end of that one. We may have to pick up the pace just a tad because we're only at a half bracket and we're at an hour, but just by a tad. But let's see what we got here. We have Wall-E, so that's one of my picks. Wall-E. Ooh. Going up against Bohemian Rhapsody, which I don't remember who had that one.
You did, I'm pretty sure. You had both of these.
No, I had Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm surprised that's not me, Bohemian Rhapsody, because I hate that freaking movie.
Let me look. It might be you. I don't know. Let's see.
Did you switch that one out the last minute I asked you to switch out?
Yeah, so I switched it out. So Bohemian Rhapsody is yours, Dan. Yeah. So
good, because I hate that garbage.
Yeah. So this time it'll be Chris first. So what do you want to say about Wall-E and Bohemian Rhapsody?
Wall-E is good until the end, and it just sucks. I don't get the hype for this movie at all. Yeah, I've tried to watch it again. I don't like it. But as far as Bohemian Rhapsody goes, that movie's a masterpiece. What? Rocket Man is another story. The movie's a piece of trash garbage that never should have been made. And Elton John is one of the hands down one of the greatest performers of all time. I've seen Elton John 6 times in concert. Okay? Nice. That is saying something. My favorite band of all time will be Queensryche. But holy shit, that movie is so good. Bohemian Rhapsody is so good.
Yeah. Well, so I guess you're voting for Wall-E then?
Yep. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. For me, I think Bohemian Rhapsody is okay. I just don't think they really dive into like enough of the story. You don't really get to see like his really like crazy and like seedy and things like I just hate these cookie cutter like music biopics where they just do the same tropes, the same things over and over again, and it ends with a concert. But then this concert, they do show like a little bit of it, but they don't show that much of it. So,
I think part of it is because of if you're getting the bandmates involved, and this is the same with Straight Outta Compton, they're gonna want to omit certain things. So
yeah, right, yeah. So that's why, like, I don't like watching most music biopics because they're not going to show the real details. They're not going to show anything. I really hope the Michael Jackson one that's coming up shows everything, but I don't think they're really going to do it if it's coming from his family. But you never know. But I thought that what's the Elton John one? Now I'm spacing on it, but
Rocket Man.
The Rocket Man. So that one I actually like because that showed a lot of stuff. That showed a lot of the like deep, darker things that he was into, and did it in a cool, fun, unique way where it wasn't cookie cutter. They did it like a musical. They did it right, and that one I really like. But Bohemian Rhapsody, I thought that the Rami Malek was okay. I don't know why he had to have that like mouthpiece, even though like that's maybe what his teeth looked like. Is a little over the top for me, But so I think it's fine, but because I love Queen, I think Queen is one of the all-time greatest bands, and I think Freddie Mercury might be the greatest frontman of all time in any band. But Wally just puts me to sleep. Just the definition of boring. Like it's just like a snooze fest for me. Like because there's almost no talking in this thing. It's supposed to be like a Pixar movie that's an art house like a movie that like you're going like expecting like some kind of sci-fi thing, and you kind of get it, but like at the same time, like they're just not really doing anything. Like they're supposed to be a love story, but it's just no talking, no like nothing except for Wally or Eva or like this stuff, and it just very annoying to me. And when they get to the space station, you just see what humanity has become, just a bunch of fat slobs that just float around on these little like hover things, and like I don't get it. Like I don't know if that's what humanity's going to come to. I like to think better of humanity, that we're not going to end up that way, but I mean, and it's just not good. And they did a little short that I like better than the whole entire Wall-E. It's called Bernie, and that one I even like even better because he's actually trying to like save something and like do something, have a purpose. I know Wall-E's trying to save humanity with you found a plant. Oh, whoop-de-doo, you found a plant. Okay. Oh, well, sure, that's like whatever. But I mean, but Wall-E isn't like by any means the worst movie on my list that I hate the worst. I just get pretty bored watching it, so I'll vote for Wall-E to go through. So. But Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, I think you guys missed the point of Wall-E. The point is that the world has degraded into this world where everybody is into excess, and they've eaten themselves into excess, and this is what the world is getting to. And that these two robots have found love in a world of a post-apocalyptic world, and that maybe a plant might save the world. We might actually be able to get vegetables and get fruits and things, and people can get healthier. It's a story about us as a people really going down the wrong path. And I think you guys kind of miss the point of Wall-E. I think it doesn't have a lot of words. You're right. It doesn't have a lot of words. But I think the point is not to have a lot of words, to focus on these two people and what they're doing. I think Wall-E's a masterpiece. Now, on the other hand, Bohemian Rhapsody is not a masterpiece. I think exactly what you said, Jordan. It's a biopic that doesn't want to tell the story of the people that it's depicting, because guess who owned the rights to the story of Bohemian Rhapsody? The other members of Queen. It's not the Freddie Mercury story. It's the story of Queen. And Queen members were all alive except for Freddie Mercury. They didn't want all this intravenous drug abuse on screen, male on male sex on screen. Why do you think Sacha Baron Cohen dropped out of the project? Because I'm not having anything to do with this. You guys don't want to tell the story of Freddie Mercury the way it should be told. I don't want nothing to do with this. And the editing's terrible. The best part is the last 15 minutes when he's singing on Live Aid. That was a great moment. And I was alive in 1984, and I remember you could watch that, and it was just a huge, huge moment. And so for me, I all day, every day of the week, I'd be putting Bohemian Rhapsody for it. I think it's a terrible. And Rocket Man is a better biopic, and it's much better, well done. It's got Elton John involved, and he knew, if I'm going to tell my own story, I'm going to put myself out there and say the bad things that I've done and the things that I did wrong in my life, where Queen didn't want that. So I definitely put Bohemian Rhapsody forward.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of comments I was just going to throw out there that Chris says the Bohemian Rhapsody is the worst best editing winner of all time, because it won best editing Oscar, but I don't really get Chris. That. So, yeah,
absolutely right.
Yeah, and then Malcolm thinks that Freddie Mercury should have won best actor. I don't think so, but
he won best actor for that movie.
Bohemian Rhapsody. He won for Rami Malek won for best for playing Freddie Mercury.
And because of that, you didn't even get Taron Egerton nominated for Rocket Man.
Bingo, exactly.
Yeah, right. He didn't get nominated.
They're two of the same kind of movie. We don't even know. One came out in June. One came out in whatever.
Yeah, yeah, right.
And the other thing too is,
mind my interrupting.
No.
the other thing too is they didn't want to vote for a movie where Dick Cheney was the main character. Christian Bale played Dick Cheney. Nobody was going to vote for a guy playing Dick Cheney for best actor, even though it was the best performance of the year, I might add.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird, but we'll move to Maria.
It's my turn finally?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, sure.
I like Bohemian Rhapsody. I thought it was great. The actual last 20 minutes is the actual replication of the Live Aid concert. down to the wire. I've seen it played it live in the movie version as well. They did a really good job of researching it. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think he's the greatest man ever made. I think Taron Egerton definitely got robbed because he was great in singing his own songs, especially in Rocket Man.
Yeah.
But that's Water Under the Bridge. Can't do anything about that. I think Wally's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I don't like the end particularly either, but I like the romance between Eva and Wally. And I don't know. I have to think about this for a second. I try to keep my stuff succinct and not, bore everybody to death and try to tell them how to think.
Sure.
But I honestly think that I'll promote Wally. I like Bohemian Rhapsody that much.
Sounds good. We'll go to Zach. What do you say?
So I will say I didn't hate Bohemian Rhapsody, but I really liked Wally. And I think, again, Rocket Man did the music biopic a lot better. And just because of that and because I really like Wally, I'm going to vote for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, if you're tuning in and you want to know more about the editing, Chris can tell you. He explained the scene there, but I won't put it up there because it's kind of long. But so let's see. What everyone vote for again? I'm kind of confused. What did you vote for?
I voted for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, well, Chris, you did Wally, right?
Yes.
I did Wally, and then Maria did Wally. So it'll be Wally. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Good.
Wally, moving on. Next up, we have Scarface. I can't remember who had that.
That's
Say hello to my little friend.
And then we have Caddyshack. That's mine. Okay.
Oh,
There we go.
I love Caddyshack.
Yeah. So
a couple of trivia things about the Caddyshack.
Yeah. So this time it'll be me first, and I think Scarface is really, really good. I've only seen it one time because I was very late to it. I only saw it like last year for the first time, and I thought that it was really good the way that it kind of amps up. You have this immigrant that comes from Cuba, and then like over the course of the movie, he gets like deeper and deeper into this drug world to like the end scene. That's why I wanted to have the alternate poster, because when he's sitting in that room that's all red and you can't really see how much blood there actually is, because when he shoots everyone and he does a say hello to my little friend and he's just blowing everybody away. I thought that Michelle Pfeiffer, I thought she was incredible in it. And yeah, I just think that's a story of a madman that just came from another a country with dreams of like glory, and he thought he was coming to just rule the world, and it didn't really work out that way. It sort of kind of did. He got rich and stuff, but it just didn't end well for him. But so yeah, and it's also the movie every rapper, if you watch MTV Cribs, they got their Scarface poster on the wall or whatever for whatever reason. Yeah. But Caddyshack, so I will admit it's been a long time since I've seen it. I've seen it 3 or 4 times, and it's just not funny. I think all the jokes are just lame and stupid and not funny. I just don't care about it. I just think that it's just boring. I do kind of like what's his name? Like, I don't get no respect or whatever, like the comedian.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, so Rodney Dangerfield. I do kind of like him. He's all right, but the rest of it just bores me to tears, and I just don't get it. The schmoes, like when they first started out, they were hyped, like they're obsessed with Caddyshack. They did all kinds of stuff with the trivia and Caddyshack. I'm just like, just totally over it. So yeah, but I don't think Caddyshack either. It isn't by any means the worst movie on my list, but I don't really like it that much, so I'll go Caddyshack. But Dan, what do you say?
God, this hurts me, you guys. This really, really hurts me, because these are 2 great movies. Caddyshack's one of the greatest sports movies of all time. It literally, I mean, and I'm the guy who watches sports movies religiously. I love sports movies. This is in my top 5 sports movies of all time, maybe top 10. But Scarface is like, I'm a massive, massive, massive fan of Al Pacino. I mean, this movie is so freaking good. It's got a script from freaking Oliver Stone, and it's directed by Brian De Palma, and it's a remake of, I think, a 1940s movie, but it changes up the 1940s movie to make it more relevant to that time, the 80s, where the drug cartels were starting to come over from Colombia and those countries and getting really taking over Miami and stuff like that. And Al Pacino really got that accent of Tony Montana down. And But I love both of these movies. I can't believe you guys put these two movies on here. This is ridiculous. This is terrible.
Yep.
These are two phenomenal movies.
Only for you, Dan. Only for you.
Yeah,
These
right.
are two phenomenal movies.
We did just for you, Dan.
So much funny moments in Caddyshack. I mean, it's so freaking funny. I mean, I'm surprised you don't get the jokes in Caddyshack, Jordan. But of the two, I gotta go with my main man, Al Pacino. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to push Caddyshack forward because of the two, I like Caddyshack just a little bit more. But I do Scarface a little bit more overall, even though Caddyshack's one of the greatest sports movies of all time. God,
I do love Kenny Loggins. Like I thought the music was
yeah, the music's great. I mean, it's just man.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
But Maria, what do you say here?
I don't like Scarface. I love Caddyshack. I'm gonna vote for I'm gonna vote for Scarface.
Yeah, sounds good. Zach, what do you say?
So this is a weird round because Scarface was one of my choices, but I'm also not a huge Caddyshack fan either. I think Caddyshack is a little overhyped, but there are some interesting moments in it and some funny moments. Even though I'm not a Bill Murray fan, I think he is one of the better characters in Caddyshack. To me, with Scarface, I just think it's very overhyped. I think Al Pacino is the best part of Scarface, and then the song "Push It to the Limit." Those are the only two things I like about the movie. I never I wanted to like it, and I just never got into it. So even though it's close, I'm gonna go with Scarface.
Well, Zach, you're not the only one that dislikes Scarface. Chris doesn't either. He said, finally, someone acknowledged how bad Scarface is. Al Pacino is good, don't get me wrong, but he's carrying what is otherwise a badly acted film. Yeah, just kind of weird like that. But Chris, what do you say?
I really like both these movies too. So this is tough, but I gotta go. I guess probably for a movie that I would watch more over the other one. God, that's tough. You know what? I'm gonna have to give some more love to Caddyshack actually here. I've seen Scarface. I think it's good, but it's not a movie I'm gonna sit down and watch every other day. It's a hard, brutal movie to watch. And so for that movie, actually, I'm gonna push Scarface. I'm gonna vote for that one to go through and leave Caddyshack behind. It's not a horrible movie. The jokes resonate. It's freaking great.
Yeah, well, it'll be Scarface moving on. So, yeah. All right, let's see what we got. We got Dodgeball, which is Dan's movie. It's another Dodgeball. And I can't remember who had the Aviator. Was that you, Chris?
That was me.
No. Oh, okay. That was Maria. Finally, one of yours, Maria.
Yay!
Right. So, in this one, it'll be Dan first, though. So,
now this, I'll tell you right now, this is an easy one for me because Aviator is top 5 Scorsese for me. I think what he's able to do with the story of Howard Hughes is a masterpiece. I mean, a masterpiece. Leonardo DiCaprio, Cate Blanchett, John C. Reilly, Jude Law, Kate Beckinsale. I mean, there's so many. Even Alan Alda is one of the villains in this. I mean, it is so how he was able to portray Howard Hughes's life. I was just blown away by and then some of those plane scenes and crashing the houses and all that kind of stuff about this man who was obsessed with trying to make the biggest, fastest, best airplane of the, I mean, this is one of the best biopics of the 2010s, I would say. And Scorsese really, really did a great job with this. And one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't give a shit if you can dodge a wrench or a ball or whatever the hell it is. Dodgeball is terrible. These movies, they need to stop making these stupid, dumb sports comedies that nobody cares about that are idiotic for a bunch of morons. That's who watch these kind of movies. So definitely Dodgeball is going forward.
Well, they might be making a sequel to Dodgeball, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
And Dan will be there of opening night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll make sure.
I will make sure you have special premiere tickets, sir.
We'll make sure that you have to be there to review it. Probably.
I'll give it a half a star. I'll give it a half a star, whatever it is. I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, right. But Maria, what do you say?
Well, I try to keep my opinion of moviegoers out of anything, but as a moron, I love Dodgeball. I think it's funny. I think it's never not funny. I'd watch it anytime. I think it's hilarious. The Aviator, I'm so fucking sick of Martin Scorsese. I can't even tell you. These long, drawn out bullshit movies. I've seen the Spruce Goose. My son lives in McMinnville, Oregon, where it's living now in a museum. And it's like, really? You thought this was going to be cool? It's ridiculous. I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio either. So they got that going for me. If we get to The Revenant, which I picked, I hate that movie as well. I don't like long bullshit drama filled long nothing gets done movies like that, and Martin Scorsese just doesn't have a short movie in him. He's like, oh, I gotta go, as long as I can, please.
Yeah,
so I'm sick of him. The Aviator gets my vote.
Yeah. Sounds good. Zach, what do you say?
I'm going to echo what Dan said in the last matchup. What are people doing with these matchups?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Both of these movies are in my top 64.
Yeah, right. Oh wow.
So,
I'm sorry.
No, you're no.
I'm sorry that he's that movie that you love.
I'm gonna blame Jordan for randomizing these. So
okay,
yeah,
let's blame him.
Well, at least Maria Ross says Martin Scorsese's next movie is only going to be 85 minutes for you.
So. Oh, wow.
And it's another Jesus movie.
He can't market himself anymore because everybody's sick of his long fucking movies.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So in terms of my voting, it's going to be hard because I like both these. I think Dodgeball is very quotable, and I think there's a lot of good moments in it. And then Aviator, again, I think it's a really good biopic with some great performances. I might have to put in Aviator just because I kind of like Maria said, I think it's a little too long, but I still think it's a great movie, and I would rewatch Dodgeball before Aviator. So I'm going with the Aviator.
Yeah. Chris, what do you say?
Yeah, I also agree. I don't understand the hate for Martin Scorsese. I understand that a lot of people think he's long and drawn out, over fucking rated. Kind of like how I feel about M. Night Shyamalan, but I'm actually excited about Trap. So that's the first. Because I liked Old, but Knock the Cabin Door, absolute pile of shit. But between these movies, I mean, I love Dodgeball. Dodgeball is just funny as hell. It's just a great movie. It doesn't have to be some we don't need a Wes Anderson comedy movie, which none of his movies are funny. So we already know that. But The Aviator's great. You know what? For that reason, I'm going to have to put the Dodgeball through, which I never thought I'd be doing that, but Dodgeball goes through. Aviator stays, baby, because it's a masterpiece.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of The Aviator either. I thought that movie was just, way too long and just kind of drawn out and kind of boring to me. And I'm almost kind of with you, Maria, Martin Scorsese, I like him as a director, but his movies are way too long. Why do you get the pass to have all your movies 3.5 hours, but then every other director, they say, cut it down. It's too long. You can't have it that long. It's just
he's an auteur.
Yeah. Well,
he is.
Well, so can any other director be an auteur? I don't get it.
Yes.
Yes. What is that?
There are other auteur directors.
What does that give you a pass? I don't get it. But yeah. But I do think that the movies is okay. I get a little bored at the beginning when it's Leonardo DiCaprio trying to make his movie and trying to more cameras or whatever he wants. I don't know, but yeah, I think Dodgeball is great. I'm a huge Ben Stiller fan, so I'll watch Ben Stiller do anything. I think that it's absolutely hilarious, and even though I don't love this character as compared to other characters, I just like the way the movie's done overall. Though I just like that's just obscure, kind of random, sport. That's ESPN 8, the Ocho, and it's doing weirdo sports, and that's a real thing too. During COVID, they were showing ESPN 8, the Ocho all over, and I made a list of all the weird sports they had, squirrels on skis. They actually did that from the YouTube video, and all these weirdo things. But they're spitting watermelon seeds. You can spit the furthest. It was just weird stuff. But and then I like Jason Bateman and I can't remember Gary. I can't remember.
Gary Coleman.
Yeah, Gary Coleman doing like the commentators. You will not be able to see Cotton, and he has a blindfold or like or like just like.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, let's see if it pays off. Yeah, yeah. Like there's some pretty good stuff there, and they have a pirate on their team, which I love.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Alan Tudyk.
yeah, Alan Tudyk. He's awesome. I've actually met him. He's awesome.
Oh,
But yeah, and yeah, I think Dodgeball is. I mean, it's hilarious. Like in the beginning when he's like renting like when he's checking out, they're like listing all the porn movies that he rented, and they're like so and so sluts A or whatever, and they're like, and Mona Lisa smile. It's like, okay, that's really random. My sense of humor is just really random and off the wall. I am one of the morons who just like these moronic, just off the wall, make no sense kind of movies. So it makes me laugh. So I'll go Dodgeball.
You'll
move over.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna vote for the Aviator. Sorry, yeah.
It's confusing.
So, yeah, right. So I believe that it's gonna be the Aviator moving on. I'm pretty sure because I voted for it. Maria,
I
voted.
And
Zach too. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Up next we got Birdman. That's mine. So I guess all of mine are gonna be Burnout in this tournament, and then Zoolander, which I believe is Dan's. So. And then we'll go to Maria first. So what do you say?
Yeah. What do you do? One, oh boy. I just don't like Zoolander. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just. I mean, I don't like the stupid way they look and everything. I get what they're doing. I know lots of guys love this movie, quote it to death. It's not for me. The Birdman, I don't like it either. I thought Michael Keaton was good, but I don't. Why do I have to have this decision? Okay, I'll put Zoolander up there. It's worse than Birdman.
Okay, that's fair. Zach, what do you say here?
So I've seen Zoolander, and I haven't seen Birdman. But to me, Birdman looks more interesting than what Zoolander actually is. So I'm putting over Zoolander.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Chris, what do you say?
I'm putting through Birdman because we need to stop hyping this art house bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like your succinct phrases. That's really good.
Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah.
I can't take Zoolander. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Zoolander 2, no.
No, not Zoolander 2. No. but for me, like. I love Zoolander. Zoolander's in my top 64. Like I love Zoolander. I think that's great. I just like again, I'm a Ben Stiller fan, and I like him just doing weirdo like male modeling and being like really, really ridiculously good looking. And I got the gas thing where they have a freak gasoline fight accident, and they're like spraying each other, and then they light the cigarette, and it kills all the male models. Or like when he goes to like when he's having like an existential crisis, so he goes back to work in the mines with his dad, and it's John Voight, and he's doing Everybody's Working for the Weekend, like a music video thing, and he's like doing like that. Oh, I think I have a case of the black lung pops. and then they see the commercial on TV where he's like a merman, and then he's like, John Voight's like you're an embarrassment. You're up there prancing around on stage with your wiener hanging out for everyone to see, or whatever. so yeah, and he's like, "You're dead to me, son. You're more dead to me, my dead mother." Or whatever. But yeah. So there's some funny stuff that I really like. Birdman, it's just like art house bullshit. Kind of like Chris said, yeah. Like I'm kind of with him. We're just hyping the thing. Was shot all in one take supposedly, and like I don't even get what's even happening. He's a superhero, but he's not, and he's supposed to be. I don't know if they're doing a play or like what they're even doing. I don't get it. I don't buy like Edward Norton or John C. Reilly or who's ever in this movie. Like it just doesn't do anything. I don't even know what's even happening or what's going on. What the point of this movie is. Like it's just art for the sake of art, and it's just weird. Like, why do you want to make art for the sake of art? Go out, like make a painting or like make a little short movie and put it on display in a museum or something.
Don't punish us with this damn movie.
Yeah, don't like spend millions of dollars and like waste your money. I don't know. That's just my thought. Yeah, but anyway, so I'll vote for Birdman. So, but Dan, what do you say?
All right, so just to comment on what somebody said earlier, these movies, Dodgeball, Zoolander, all what's doing is taking people's mind and putting them in the gutter. These movies are gutter trash. It's
enjoy them.
It's taking people's intelligence and throwing it down the trash, flushing it down the toilet. Hey, we're stupid. Our movies are stupid for people that want stupid movies.
Flush me right down the toilet. I'll go down with it.
Yeah, down that toilet.
Let's hold hands while we go. One, two,
go.
Yeah.
Birdman, on the other hand, is trying to say something about a man who he's an artist. He's an actor, and he's famous for playing this one specific character, and he doesn't know if his career is going to be defined for playing that character or not. Yes, there was that one take. There was more than one take, by the way. It just made it look like Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu made it look like there was just one take. But it's about Michael Keaton. It's like a meta movie about Michael Keaton in a lot of ways. That's why he wanted Michael Keaton to play the main character. And Michael Keaton really should have won the Oscar that year for Best Actor. I thought he was incredible in Birdman. That being said, I really like Boyhood that year better than Birdman. And I also like Nightcrawler that year. But I think when you compare these two movies, Birdman is an absolute masterpiece compared to Zoolander. Zoolander is for uneducated gutter trash that puts their mind in
shitting on other people that do not like.
I didn't pick either one of these. I didn't pick either one of these. Neither one of these.
But you literally are just like gutter trash assholes. Don't like these fucking movies. Okay,
that's what
I get it. I understand.
That's your opinion, but
that's the intelligence level that Ben still is going for. That's the intelligence level.
Well, I don't think he means to call anyone that. He's just having
not. Yeah. Well, Zoolander is going to move forward here.
Yeah.
No. Wait a minute. Change my vote to Birdman.
Oh yeah. Right.
Based on that rant.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and Malcolm just has some kind of funny comments. He's like, that art house bullshit is better than Zoolander. He's not a Zoolander fan. And then he said, you made the choice to go and see these art house movies. No one is forcing you to pay to watch the movies. No one is forcing you with them. But the thing is, though, like, I mean, I'm going to see most movies in theaters unless I hear that they're like getting horrible reviews. I'll wait till streaming. But I mean, I'll at least check and give them a shot. And if I don't like them, then I don't like them. But yeah, so I guess it'll be Birdman moving forward. So Maria changed her vote.
Yeah, by the way, I didn't pick either one of these, so I don't have any dog in the fight there.
Why do
Zoolander was on your list, Dan.
Yeah, why did you be belittling?
Literally, Zoolander was on your list, Dan.
Oh, was it? Oh, but I hate Zoolander anyway.
But we have Hook, which I think might be Zach's. Maybe I can't remember.
Mine.
Oh, Maria's. Okay, Maria has Hook, and then that is missing from like the 70s or something, and that's Dan's.
83.
Oh, it's 83. Okay, yeah, it's a movie I've never even heard of though. So to be fair, but yeah, we'll go to Zach first. What do you say?
So this is kind of a hard match. I think there are good elements of Hook. I don't think it's an amazing movie, but I still think it's a good movie. And I've never even heard of this version of Missing.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Missing just because I don't know anything about it.
Sure, yeah. We might go through by default, but we'll see. Chris, what do you say?
I've never seen Missing, but I like Jack Lemmon, and I like Sissy Spacek a lot.
Is that who that is? I can't see who that.
Is the new Missing? Is that a remake of that movie?
No.
Okay.
All
right. But I really like Hook. But then again, I was a kid, so it really connected with me. But you know what? Just because I like Hook so much, I'm gonna have to put Missing through.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Hook too. I never got the hate for that movie because we had some people from the Schmodown. We had like Chance Ellison and like I can't remember like JTE and some people, and they were like just crapping all over Hook, saying it was a horrible movie, but I mean, don't tell Ross Bristow that that's his favorite movie of all time. But I think Hook is a lot of fun. I think Robin Williams gives a great performance. He's really good at doing like the childlike wonder, and you have Dustin Hoffman, which when I first saw Hook as a kid, I did not even know that was Dustin Hoffman. Like he transformed into that role as Hook, and then you have Dante Bosco being the Rufio, and there's a lot of fun stuff like Run Home Jack. Me and Austin, we were at a baseball game and we hung out together and we were shouting that out, like Run Home Jack. We're like shouting at the runners and stuff, and it's fun. So and I've never seen or even heard of Missing, so I'll just go for that kind of by default since I don't know what it is. But Dan, maybe you can tell us about Missing.
Missing is about a father who is a politician who has to go to Chile because his son is gotten involved in a Chilean civil war, and he goes missing down there. The whole movie is the father and the girlfriend trying to go through the politics of trying to find this guy who's missing down in Chile, and it's based on a true story. But it's just meandering, and it's just slow, and it's just dragged out, and it's just ridiculously not that good. And there's movies that came out in 1982 that should have been nominated for Academy Awards that were way better than this, yet this thing got nominated for Academy Awards and some other awards. And I'm saying to myself, you're telling me there's none of these other great movies that came out in 1982 were better than this movie? So that's why that Missing is on the list. And that's what Hook is amazing. I think it's Spielberg. It's Dustin Hoffman in one of his best roles. I think he's amazing in it. He's over the top. He's such a great villain. And Ron Hoskins is really good in it. There was a role about, there was the line about something, your marbles are rolling down the floor or something.
Oh yeah, for like Toodles or whatever.
Yeah, Toodles, the old guy. I love that line. So Missing goes forward here.
Yeah, and also Leo Logan in the chair was just shouting out Missing, that it was the Best Picture nominee, and with Jack Lemmon. Yeah. So, but Maria, what do you say?
How do you make that ding? I've never seen that before.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
put it. Just a coincidence. Somebody's phone ding right when I hit that. I think.
No, it's weird. I don't like Hook. Never have. I know Julia Roberts was horrible in that thing. Spielberg vowed never to work with her again because she kept calling off. She was in love. She was not in love. Blah blah blah. I don't like the movie. I don't think that's Dustin Hoffman anywhere near his best role. But okay. One of that, but I don't like it. I don't know anything about this Missing, which is weird because I know Jack Lemmon. I like him. I've never heard of it, but anyway, I'll put Hook through.
Yeah, sure. But I think it'll be Missing.
Probably.
Yeah. Yep.
I recognize the futility.
Yeah, sure. We have The Little Mermaid, the animated one, which is one of Zach's movies that's on there. Going against the BFG, which is Dan's movie.
Oh boy,
which I think, I don't know
that'll be easy.
If many people even like the BFG, but I don't know. We'll see. And it'll be Chris first. What do you say?
No, you're muted, Chris.
Oh yeah, muted.
I love The Little Mermaid. I think it's really good. I think it's some great songs and everything. But the BFG is just creepy as hell. And I know that story is creepy, but that movie is just nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
I think he had his 15 minutes, right? I mean, he got an Oscar and all that shit, so I think he's he's done.
A little bit. But you know what? Because I really like Little Mermaid, I'm gonna go with the BFG.
Yeah. I like the Little Mermaid. I mostly like it for the music. I think the music is phenomenal. It's some of the best Disney music we've ever gotten. But the story is good, but I don't love it. Like there's other ones I like better. Lion King, Aladdin, like Mulan, some of those a little more from the Disney Renaissance. But I still think that it's good. I think the Little Mermaid good, and the music is amazing. But in the BFG, it's just creepy. It's weird. I read the book by Roald Dahl, and the book's kind of creepy, but the movie's weird, and I don't get the hype about Mark Rylance as an actor. I don't get
That's
that
what I'm
guy.
saying.
Like, like he doesn't do a single thing for me. I think he's boring. I don't think he's even very good. I just think he's just like he's been Oscar nominated for like Bridge of Spies or something, and like I just
won.
Don't get it. Yeah, he won. Yeah, I'm just like all right, sure, like whatever. I mean,
it was all over everywhere. Now I don't.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say anything bad about him, but I'm not gonna say anything good either. I'm just kind of like, yeah, all right, he's fine. But and there's weird stuff in that. They give like the Queen of England some kind of like drink that makes her fart and like into the air. So it's kind of like just the humor for kids and stuff. I don't know. So I'd say these are both kind of kids movies in a lot of ways, but I think the BFG might creep some kids out a little bit. But so I'll vote for the BFG because I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah. But Dan, what do you say?
Yeah, The Little Mermaid's an absolute classic. It's right in that wheelhouse of Disney animation of the late 80s, early 90s, where they were just a home run after home run after home run. This movie is amazing. It's got great songs. It's got a great story. It's got great animation. The BFG is like probably, if you really want to look at Steven Spielberg's filmography, you know, this is probably the worst one. I would say this is probably the worst, one of the worst movies he's made in his filmography. He really had a downturn in the late 2010s where he was making movies that weren't at the caliber of a lot of his stuff from the 90s and the 80s and the 70s. And I'm hoping that he can get back with some whatever. I think he's doing a remake of Bullet, and I don't know what else he's got coming out, but he hasn't really done. He hasn't been on that since like Lincoln. Really was the last great thing he did for me, you know. And so I just am not a fan of a lot of his stuff in the 2010s.
Catch me if you can for me.
I think the BFG is the worst of the lot, so that's why I put it on my list because it's really a downswing for Steven Spielberg. Yeah. So I put that one forward.
But I will say though, yeah. I'm kind of with you, Malcolm. The BFG, I wouldn't say it's a hot take because I think most people don't really like it that much. But and then Chris Diaz says, watch The Outfit if you want to see a good performance from Mark Rylance. So yeah. And then Ross hated Don't Look Up. I actually really like that movie quite a bit, actually. But yeah. But I know it's very divisive movie. But Maria, what are you gonna go for here?
Well, I love The Little Mermaid. I think the songs are good. I think there's no reason it should be on here necessarily, but if somebody hates it, that's cool. I mean, I got my hates. I don't like the BFG. It's creepy. I think Mark, like I said, I thought he has 15 minutes. He did a bunch of movies and won an Oscar. Go away. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'll vote for the BFG.
I'm with you there. Zach, what do you say? Tell us why you don't like The Little Mermaid.
Okay. So again, I don't hate The Little Mermaid. My big thing is I think it is very overrated. I think, to me, I think the songs are good, but I'm not a big fan of the story because I think they did it better in the live action version. But in terms of like when I've seen this and the whole story about like falling in love based on kind of like appearance, and I just feel like that was never a really good message to send to girls. So it's like, for me, that's why I've never liked the movie. And
also selling your entire voice to be with a guy. What the fuck is wrong with this?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So again, so that's the perception. It's like, and then the BFG isn't great, but it's like, I don't think it's I don't think it's as horrible as some people say, but everybody has their own opinion. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go with The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, well, I think Zach, you understood the assignment by like picking some. Maybe you don't hate them, but they were way overhyped or something. So yeah,
I think it's working out. Yeah, I think that's working out really well.
Yeah, but it'll be the BFG. Moving on.
Now, Dan, how does the BFG compare to like 1941? Because people say that that's his worst movie.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. But I have a little bit of nostalgia because I saw that as a kid, so I like it a little bit more than. But it's not good. It's not good. You're right. I forgot all about 1941.
But we have Dancing with Wolves, which I think is Maria's pick there.
Yeah.
and then we have Citizen Kane, which I think is Chris's pick.
Yep.
So,
Dude, I can't believe we agree on that movie.
yeah, right. Of course.
Rosebud. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it'll be me first, and I've never seen Citizen Kane. I've seen little bits and pieces where they're like flashing back to like different things of like this like sled or rosebud or like whatever it is. Like it just kind of just like didn't really interest me. I'm like this is what people say is the greatest movie of like all time or something. I'm like, well, that's weird. So, but Dancing with Wolves I think is actually phenomenal. I actually like love the movie. I don't know if it's a true story, so I can't really speak for that. But yeah, I kind of feel like maybe that's not. But I do just like the relationship between him and like the Native American people, and it has a great score with the John Dunbar theme. I think that's really good stuff, and I think Kevin Costner is great, and I think Kevin Costner does westerns really, really well. But I'm a little like sad to hear the reviews about Horizon. It's getting terrible reviews, and he sunk like 30 million of his own money into it. It's got like a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, and he left Yellowstone to go do it. So whoops, wah wah. If I had a fell horn, I would play it. But yeah, but I'll still vote for Citizen Kane because I do really like Dances with Wolves. So, but Dan, what do you say?
Well, I believe it's about Howard Hawks or Howard. I don't think who's Chris. Who is Citizen Kane about again? Who they say it's
Randolph Hearst.
Randolph. Yeah, that's right. Randolph Hearst.
Randolph Hearst.
It's basically the story of William Randolph Hearst told through the narration of Orson Welles. And why it was getting this whole love about the greatest movie of all is the way Orson Welles made it. Some of these shots, like when he was walking in the mirror and you see the mirror and like you see all these different mirrors and shots down stairwells. They're saying that the way he filmed the movie was really just brilliantly filmed. And
the art house bullshit, if we want to say.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It came out in the 50s. It came out in the 50s, but I mean, they consider it great for that time, that period, I think. And that's, and the whole sled being his childhood thing. It was Rosebud, when the house burned down, when he died, it's Rosebud. But that being said, I mean, I am not the biggest fan of Citizen. I don't think it's a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think either one of these two movies should be on this because I think they're both great movies. I think, though, that Dances with Wolves has lost some of the luster of winning the Oscar or 2 Oscars for Kevin Costner in 1990 and beating Goodfellas. Now, they always say you got to look back 20, 30 years, go back and see how these movies progress in time, how people in society accept these movies 10, 20, 30, 40 years later. And I don't think people have accepted Dances with Wolves that well compared to Goodfellas that year. And I think Goodfellas has really stood up as one of the great films of all time, and Dances with Wolves hasn't. But of these two, I do like Dances with Wolves slightly better than Citizen Kane. So I will put Citizen Kane forward. Yeah,
and Malcolm in the chat says Citizen Kane is so boring.
Yes.
He says they think that I put enough O's in there to highlight my
No, he didn't.
Yeah. Need a couple more there. And he likes Dances with Wolves enough. Okay. But Maria, what do you say?
Well, let's talk about the history of this whole thing here. Why I hate Dances with Wolves. Yeah. Citizen Kane, boring, stupid. I don't care about it. But Dances with Wolves, I liked it first, and now the more I listen to Kevin Costner talk as a human being and tout himself and how wonderful he is, the more I dislike him. And then the more I watch Dances with Wolves, which I watched with my granddaughter not too long ago because I keep trying to give her some, different kind of movies than she's used to. Yeah. It's another white savior of an Indian tribe. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, when you watch it with that kind of, instead of looking at it romantically, which I liked it for years, but then I look at it, I'm thinking, what is the deal here? Why is this guy any importance to this tribe? And why are they trusting him? I mean, he's part of I don't get it. I don't think it doesn't gel out for me. It just looks like another thing like in Hidden Figures, a wonderful movie that he had to go and knock down a sign for colored people bathroom to show that the white guy can help black people end up going to the bathroom all together. It's like,
Jeez.
give me a break with this
Yeah.
white savior stuff. I'm sick of it. So that's why I don't like it. That's really the only reason I don't like it. I just don't like the way he talks nowadays. He's an arrogant jerk. And then he talks about how great he is. And it's like, you're not that great.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of white savior shit. So never mind. That's what I feel about it. So I'm going to vote for Dances with Wolves.
Well, some good points. Yeah. Like actually, yeah, I think those are pretty good. Yeah. But Zach, what do you say?
So I've seen both these movies one time, and I'm going to vote for Citizen Kane mainly because I remember more about Dances with Wolves than I do Citizen Kane. So to me, it's a little more forgettable. So for that, I'm voting for Citizen Kane.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you say?
So I love classic movies, and obviously for that reason that it's considered one of the classic movies of all time. I've tried to watch Citizen Kane again and again, and I understand the artsy aspect. I understand how it highlights his life, but the movie is just so boring. It just doesn't deserve to be in the pantheon of the greatest
So boring
of all time.
Yeah.
But Dance of Wolves is really good. And as far as the arrogant part, listen to his interview on Jimmy Kimmel. Seriously, he comes across as one of the most down-to-earth people. Like, especially when you think about, and I know you don't necessarily like him, obviously Maria, but when he's on there, he's talking about the 10-minute ovation he received at Canes. I mean, Canes. Con. Sorry, I slaughtered it. And I'm sorry. But and he broke down, because he didn't expect himself to get that level.
Why was he talking about that 10-minute ovation that he got? It started the same thing.
I know that. But what I mean is, like he doesn't see himself as this
he was
great
humbled
person.
by having that ovation.
I don't think so. Why did he bring it up?
They give everyone like a huge ovation.
Jimmy Kimmel brought it up.
And it's like every movie. Oh, got a
Jimmy
6-minute
Kimmel
ovation,
brought it up.
8-minute ovation. What does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
It's okay. I don't like him. It's okay.
No.
You do.
Anyways,
it's cool.
Keep going, Chris. Sorry.
Anyways, yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry about that.
I think Citizen Kane deserves to be up there above Dance of Wolves.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Citizen Kane, so we'll move that along. I think we're almost to the end.
I think we have one more on this side.
Yeah, so we have Pacific Rim. Oh, that's mine. Going up against. Oh, these are two of mine. So I'm pretty much burning out all of mine. We have Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Ooh,
Oh,
man, man. Now I don't know which way to go because it'll be Dan first. So I have some time to think about my movies. So yeah, it'll be Dan. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Pacific Rim, but I don't think it's that bad. The sequel of Pacific Rim is really bad. It's not nowhere near as good as the first Pacific Rim. I think
the sequel better. That's a hot take.
Once again, these directors, they spend so much money of their own money to make these movies. I think this is Guillermo del Toro, and he and then these movies don't make any money. And it's like, damn, you feel really bad for these guys because they have this vision for something. And I thought the idea of what he was going for Pacific Rim was a great idea. I was really interested, and then they don't make any money, and it's sad because you just like, well, these. Then you say, oh. You have ideas, you have great vision. Well, now you make movies and they don't make money. Go away because you can't make any money at any of your movies. Thank God Guillermo del Toro has been able to make a couple movies since then and has done a great job with the movies he's made.
Yeah.
But of this trilogy of Harry Potter, of this prequel to the Harry Potter series, this is the worst of the bunch. The second one was really not that good. I like the first one a lot, and I like the third one a lot. The second one was not that good. I think it was just. I think you give the reins to J.K. Rowling to write these scripts, and I think she kind of, whereas they can adapt the books and turn them into a script. Here they gave her the reins and made her write the scripts, and so it just shows you that sometimes having the author involved in writing the script for the movie is not a good thing. What was his name with the counselor? What's that guy? The guy that wrote The Counselor. Bad decision letting him write the script for the movie of The Counselor, Ridley Scott. But I'm going to put this Crimes of Grindelwald forward.
Yeah, sounds good. Maria, what do you say?
I don't like any of the sequels, Potter ones. I think they're okay, but they're not great. But I kind of like Pacific Rim, so I'll vote for the Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah, sounds good. Zach, what do you say?
So I've seen Pacific Rim, and I've only seen the first Fantastic Beasts movie. I just haven't seen the other ones yet, and I was entertained, and I enjoyed Pacific Rim. So I'm gonna put through Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you say?
I know it's a hot take, but I actually like these movies. The Harry Potter prequels. I know that I am not obviously followed in that opinion, but I like them. As far as the first Pacific Rim,
There you go.
I hated it. But the second one I love. Second one's great. So for that reason, I got to put a Pacific Rim through.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. So this one's kind of tough, but the thing I don't like about Pacific Rim is that like it is so dark in that effing movie. You can't see anything. They're having these like battles. They're supposed to be really cool, but actually they're not even that cool because these big clunky robots and they're slow and they're moving like this. They're not doing anything. It's like how is something that slow and that clunky going to defend anything? It's not going to do anything, and it's just like just a waste of time. Like it's just like. So, like, I actually like the sequel better only because it reminds me more of like a Power Rangers kind of like the Zords from like Power Rangers. They move around fast, they're slick, they move fast, that they can fight, and like those things can defend you. Not these like whatever they're doing. I don't buy Idris Elba and his speech. Like I just don't buy any of that. And like the whole thing with like the kaiju come from under the water in a weird portal thing, but they don't really like get into that really that much. But they're from outer space, but yeah, but then they end up underwater, and it's just kind of like just really convoluted kind of thing. Like I just don't really care for it. But the thing is, though, like when I saw the Crimes of Grindelwald and I walked out of that theater, I was physically angry at that movie. Walking out, I was livid walking out of there. I've never felt so angry after watching a movie in my entire life because I had no idea what was even happening. No idea what even happened in that movie for 1 second. I can't explain to you one effing thing that even happened in that movie. The main character should have been either Grindelwald or, which it sort of was, but sort of wasn't, or it should have been Newt Scamander. And then also, you kind of minimize Dan Fogler's character, who's one of the like better characters in the first one. I can kind of give the first one a pass, but the second two, I just hated them. I hated them with a passion, especially this one even more. That's why I just picked the one that I liked the least, and I just don't get what they're doing. I know there was controversy where they had to like swap out Johnny Depp for I can't remember who they swapped him out with
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, but it just didn't work. It was all over the place. Then you have Ezra Miller with some controversy in there too, and I'm just kind of like this movie is just like stupid compared to any other Harry Potter movie. That like all the other Harry Potter movies are great. They're fantastic, and like I love Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter head, and I love all that. So I read the books like 4 times all the way through, but then they come up with this and like it just wasn't the right direction. Like I don't know why they even did these Fantastic Beasts movies. It makes no sense. Just do like a sequel where you have some of the other characters coming back. Maybe they didn't want to come back, but have them being horrors and have them do some cool stuff. Now they're going to do the HBO series, which I'm actually pretty excited for. I think that they do each like how they're going to do it. I like how they're going to do each book as a season. I think that'll work pretty well. I hope so, because. And also, too, I like that they have J.K. Rowling involved, but like not actually writing the script, because that was a mistake to ever actually write the script. Just have her consult and make little suggestions and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna vote for Crimes of Grindelwald because I hate this movie. It might be maybe one of my most hated movies I've ever seen of all time. I hate this movie. F this movie. So yeah, So it'll be Crimes of Grindelwald moving forward. All right, good. And I think that's the last one. So if you didn't see all the rest of your movies, they'll be there Wednesday, and we can just fly through the speed round. So I have a little clip. Give me one second. That'll get us through the speed.
Do it, Dad. Get your balls back. Go fast again.
Yeah. All right. So we got to go fast. So let's go 10 seconds or less, and we'll just vote for the ones that you like the least, and whatever makes the Elite 8 will be part of the playing matches for the Wednesday's episode. So yeah, but we got Gravity up against Funny People here. So and we'll go to Maria first. What do you want to vote for?
Funny People. I hate it more than Gravity.
Yeah. Zach.
Funny People.
Yep. Chris.
Gravity.
Well, these are tough because they're both mine again, but Funny People I couldn't even get through. I couldn't even finish it. So yeah, Funny People. And when I finished watching that, I had my portable DVD player while I was sitting out, like camped out outside on Black Friday. I wanted to just slam it on the ground and break it. That's how it felt. So yeah, it was that bad.
Don't blame the equipment. Just the movie.
Yeah, right. But
Funny People. Funny People.
Dan. All right, Funny People. All right, so it'll be Funny People. All right, we had The Last Temptation of Christ going up against Hitch. That's a weird matchup, but yeah, it'll be Zach first.
Hitch.
Yeah, Chris.
The Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah, I'll go The Last Temptation of Christ.
The Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah,
Hitch.
And Maria.
Hitch.
Hitch, but it'll be The Last Temptation of Christ. Moving on, 3-2. It's close. Then we have Ordinary People up against Barbie. Okay. Yeah, and it'll be Chris first. What do you say?
Barbie.
I'll also go a Barbie. I was like shocked how much I hated that movie.
Ordinary People.
Yeah. Maria.
Oh dear, Barbie.
Ooh, yeah. Zach.
Ordinary People.
Ooh, it'll be Barbie. I wasn't sure if it would be, but it'll be Barbie. So nice. We got My Best Friend's Wedding up against The Big Lebowski. So and it'll be me first. I think I'll go My Best Friend's Wedding. Dan?
My Best Friend's Wedding.
Yeah. Maria.
My Best Friend's Wedding.
Zach.
My Best Friend's Wedding.
Yeah. And Chris.
I'm gonna go with The Big Lebowski.
All right. Well, it'll be My Best Friend's Wedding. 4-1. All right. Cool. Got through that side.
You're out of your element,
Okay.
Donnie.
Yeah. All right. We have Wally going up against Scarface. Okay.
Ooh.
Two totally similar movies. Yeah.
Wally. Wally.
Dan? Okay. That's gonna be Wally. Maria.
Scarface.
Zach.
Scarface.
I'll go Wally. Chris.
I'll go Wally.
Ooh, and it'll be Wally. All right. We have The Aviator up against Birdman. Ooh, way too long movies. Okay. It'll be Maria first.
The Aviator.
Yep. Zach.
Birdman.
Yep. Chris.
Birdman.
I'll go Birdman.
Birdman.
Dan.
Birdman.
Yeah. Birdman. Yeah. Then we have Missing up against the BFG. Okay. Two old men. And it'll be
Zach.
Zach. Yeah, Zach first.
Oh, great. Missing because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Chris.
The BFG.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really judge Missing, and I'll go with the BFG because I really don't like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
The BFG.
Damn. Yeah. Maria.
BFG.
Yeah. Big effing garbage. I don't know.
Yes, that's it. There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. We got Citizen Kane up against Crimes of Grindelwald. Okay. And it'll be Chris first.
Citizen Kane.
I'll go Crimes of Grindelwald.
Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah. Maria.
Citizen Kane.
Yep. And Zach.
Citizen Kane.
Oh,
right.
God.
But both of these movies, I don't really know what's happening in either one of them. So.
Neither do they.
Yeah. Right. All right.
So you wrote them down?
So the winners of this next one will be the lead eight. So, yeah. So I'll write these ones down.
No, that should be eight.
Oh, you're right. Because it's only a half bracket. I'll write them down as we go here. So give me a second. Yeah, I forgot it. that's and it's only half. Yeah.
Way to go,
So,
Zach.
Yeah.
Keep that.
Well, good
Keep
because
that
I don't have a
torch in your
co-host
mouth.
tonight, so you can keep me on track. Yeah.
It's
So
hard for me. I think it's harder when Austin or somebody's not here to help. So
yeah, right. So there'll be funny people and the Last Temptation of Christ, and I think it's me first, and I will go with funny people. Dan.
Funny people.
Yeah. Maria.
funny people.
Yep. Zach.
Funny people.
Yeah, and Chris.
Funny people.
Yeah, let me just write those down. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, are you gonna move it over? Or
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm like in like an autopilot mode here. Okay.
Zach, I think you need to be a helper.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Right.
I mean, it's late for me, so
Yeah.
it's-
Right. Yeah. It's late,
okay.
but
Okay, you're doing good.
yeah. We got
Oh, jeez.
Barbie versus my best friend's wedding. Okay. And this time it'll be Dan first.
My best friend's wedding.
Yeah. Maria.
Yeah, I hate that more. My best friend's wedding.
Yeah. Zach.
my best friend's wedding.
Yep. Chris.
Barbie.
And I would have gone Barbie too. But,
Trip on the Barbie.
or Barbie also. There's a joke about that, and I just saw the Fall Guy for the second time. There's a joke where he says two, and he's like, "I meant the sequel." Oh, he's like, "No," he says, "I didn't mean the sequel. I meant also." Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's the end of that. Let's see. We got Wall-E up against Birdman. Okay.
Oh, boy.
It'll be Maria first. What do you say?
I hate Birdman. Birdman.
Yeah. Yeah. Zach, what do you say?
Birdman.
Yeah.
Just
Chris?
one you hate.
Birdman.
Yeah, these are both mine, but I gotta go with Birdman.
Birdman.
Yeah.
Birdman.
All right.
Birdman.
All right. We have the BFG up against Citizen Kane. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It'll be Zach.
I don't think he's in either of these movies.
I know it.
Yeah,
you know.
right. You think of The Last Temptation. Yeah. Zach.
Thanks for making me go first.
Yeah, right.
It's
No
hard.
problem.
I'm going to go with the
Anytime.
BFG.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
Chris.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I'll go with Citizen Kane. Dan.
BFG. The BFG.
Yeah. Maria.
Citizen Kane.
Ooh, all right. Just by a hair, it'll be Citizen Kane. Moving on. Okay, I got those written down. All right, cool. So I got our Elite Eight. So we just got to get to a winner. What will be one of the favorites to be the worst of this whole thing? So yeah.
What's your favorite to be the
Yeah.
worst? I like that.
One of the least favorites, you could say. Yeah. Yeah. So we got funny people. My best friend's wedding. I don't think either one of them are funny, but
Chris.
It's Chris. Okay.
I'm gonna go with funny people.
All right. Funny people. I'll go with funny people. Dan.
Funny people.
Yep. Maria.
My best friend's wedding.
Yeah. And Zach.
My best friend's wedding.
Well, it'll be funny people. Moving on. All right. And then I think we got one more down. Nope. This is our final four. Okay, cool. It's going faster than I thought with a half bracket. Birdman versus Citizen Kane. Then. And it'll be me first. And fudge. This is like maybe one of the hardest ones. I didn't have Citizen Kane on my list, but that movie is boring. Yeah, I think I had to go Citizen Kane.
Birdman.
Dan.
Birdman.
Birdman. Maria.
Citizen Kane.
Yep. Zach.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah. And Chris.
Citizen Kane.
All right. What is the worst of the worst of these two? It's gonna be one of these. So
My turn, right?
We're at and
My turn.
I think
My
so.
turn.
Yeah.
Funny people.
All right. Maria.
Citizen Kane.
Yep. Zach.
Funny people.
Citizen Kane.
Ooh, man, this is tough because I've never seen Citizen Kane all the way through, but what I saw of it was pretty boring. I just gotta go with funny people because I I have seen that, and I couldn't finish it. I couldn't get through it. It's that bad. So the worst for this playing bracket will be funny people right there. Boom. That'll be your winner for the night, but not the overall winner. We'll get to a full 64 on Wednesday, and I'll make sure we start right on time, because after this, I'm going to set it all up and get everything ready. Make sure it's ready to go. I just had a unexpectedly busy day, because I know, we don't want to start late with a full bracket. So, but this was a fun time. But yeah, just again, to anyone that's watching, like, this is all in good fun. Like, we all have hot takes, we all have movies we like and we dislike. And Malcolm in the chat, though, he says, is it really a hot take to dislike Crimes of Grindelwald? No, not that one. Where'd it go? It jumped up. There you go.
I thought he was going to be on here.
Yeah.
Be able to do that, I guess.
Yeah, I thought Richie was going to be on here, and I thought Austin was going to be on here too.
No, we won't talk about it. Malcolm doesn't want to be labeled as a hot take guy, I guess. So yeah, we had a whole discussion.
He's one of the best labels to have. Is a hot
right.
He always has those when he feels something about something. He's pretty vehement about it. So.
Yeah, right. But he's having fun in the chat and like chiming along. So, so at least he's doing that. Spirit. But he's here in spirit. Yeah, because I know you do have some hot takes, but that's fine. We won't get into that. But and then Austin wasn't really interested, because we did kind of already do a most overrated movies of all time. You can find that.
He's tired. Yeah.
On our channel, so you can see that. And let me take that off there. There we go. So that'll do it for us tonight, guys. So thanks again for hanging in there, being here a little late. I appreciate that. Accommodating for my schedule, Chris's, all that stuff. So yeah.
Trying to get it plugging out. Sorry.
Yeah, but we'll just do some quick plugs, and that'll be it for us tonight. So we'll go to Dan first. What do you have going on? Where can we find you?
I'm a film critic in Orlando, Florida. You can find me all my reviews at fromthefourthrow.com. Also, I'm popping up here a little bit lately on the Movie Hero Network. I was on Friday. We did I forget what we did on Friday. That's we did something on Friday. The movie. Oh, we're doing the TV. We're in the middle of the TV
tier ranker. You haven't talked about TV. Yeah, so
that's going to be something.
Some great suggestions on what TV shows you should be watching. Go watch that tier ranker episode. You'll get some good suggestions.
Yeah. So I'll be popping up a lot on that TV, because I've seen quite a bit of TV over the last 50 years of my life. So I kind of have a good opinion on that. Now we really did a good job on that, actually, on Friday. Yeah. Also, you could see me on the Picture This channel, where I've popped up with Dylan and Chad. They do a show where they reevaluate the Academy Awards from a given year, and then we talk about it. We pick our favorites of that year, what we think should have won the Academy Award for Best Picture that year and then also Best Actor. I've done 5 episodes of that with those guys. Also, I'm doing a lot on the Chasing Labels channel, where I've been on their show, Unwatched Pile. We got a special game show that we're working on right now. It's going to be coming up maybe in the fall, probably. But also we do a show where we take an actor or a director or somebody that's in film, and we just reevaluate their whole career. We talk about their movies and why we like this person and so forth. And we've been in the middle of the Jim Carrey. We got the third part of the Jim Carrey series, Movies Down Memory Lane. So we got the third part of the Jim Carrey one coming up here pretty soon. We might be moving on to a director or somebody else down the road. So, but I'm also on Full Metal Trivia. You can see me there. So and sometimes I'm on Rank 'em with Malcolm. All depends. I haven't been on in a little while, but I'm all over the place. Anytime you want an opinion on movies, good, bad, or otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram with or X, out of my name, Dan Allen, or Threads and Instagram is DP Skip Allen or From the Fourth Row, and same thing with Blue Sky. And then Letterboxd is same thing, From the Fourth Row. You can read all my reviews on Letterboxd. You just click down my profile, you see all the reviews I've written. And I did post my review from last year of The Luckiest Man in the World today, from the passing of Bill Walton, which is one of the great NBA.
Oh, dang. I didn't know Bill Walton passed away. Oh, no.
Yeah, he died today. So I did post.
Actually, met him. I have a picture with Bill Walton.
He had a documentary last year, a 30 for 30 documentary, and I watched it and I reviewed it. So I posted it today just so people can get a little bit more if they didn't know a lot about Bill Walton. That's out today. So I figure, what the heck? Might as well just give him a little bit of love, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit of some of the stuff that I do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you should post like anytime you're on another show, you can post it over in the Movie Hero Network group, and then it'll give us a way to kind of like have some access to it to go check it out. So yeah, but yeah, that's cool. And Maria, where can we find you?
No, I'm half asleep. I'm on your network here doing a few things, and I trivia here and there and so forth and so on. I'm around. If you want to look for me, good luck, because I don't even know myself what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. But I appreciate any kind of anybody wants to see me. I'm around. You'll see me here and there.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll have you on for all kinds of stuff on here. So yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris, and I don't mean to crap on Casablanca because I know you love it.
You're fine. Just like
I think
Dan,
you agreed on a lot of them though
you.
that we liked, I think, together, or didn't like together. So yeah.
Yeah, we just do this once in a while. We're not totally crapping on stuff all the time. It's like just for fun once in a while, you know. but Zach, where can we find you?
So I'm mainly on YouTube and Letterboxd at Movie Fan Z, but you can also find me on this channel a lot, and on Multiplex and Lights Out. So just a lot of different places, and that's it.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, the internet.
I know, Zach, you've been doing a lot of trivia, and you surprised me how good you've actually been. You've been holding your own pretty well. So yeah, so good job.
Learned a lot.
Yeah.
Really coming on.
Yeah, but and Chris,
so I'm going to be actually on 2 more shows this week, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's working out. I'm sorry we have to go a little later because of my schedule of work and everything. I'm looking forward to being on the second episode of this, man.
Gotta have you on here.
And all the love in the world, man. Man, I love your movie reviews, man. You really inspired me to really like dig a little deeper when I'm doing my movie reviews, because I feel like you get a lot more comprehensive with yours, and I love that. I feel like you get to know who the directors are. I feel like you get to know who the actors are. I feel like you get to know overall like why someone should go see this movie and someone loves it. So I try to incorporate a little bit of that, even though I'll never be able to hit to that level. So I'm sorry I got a little intense tonight's episode, but buddy, you're awesome, man. I'm glad you're on this channel. Yeah. But I can be found over on let's see, I've been trying to do a lot more streaming over on Twitch at Casablanca Kid 84. Also, we do have our pirate series coming. I know we released a initial kind of run through or kind of a walkthrough, kind of what our first episode was kind of going to look for on TikTok, and I'm pretty happy with that. But those are kind of where you can find me right now. Cool.
Yeah, sounds good. And I won't get into too deep. I know I usually have like all kinds of stuff to plug that goes on for a little bit, but I'll just tell you what we have coming in the immediate future, and then maybe on Wednesday I can get into some other stuff. But just follow us on all the social media at Movie Hero 2121. You can find all the stuff at the channel, pretty much every social media, and then also at Jordan 83616. I kind of post a little more actually on my personal social media, and then over on Facebook we have the Movie Hero Network group over there. And if you have any projects that you're working on, or like a YouTube channel or anything of that nature, you can go and post to your heart's content over in the Movie Hero Network group, and we'll share it out. We'll try to get you some subscribers. We'll give you some views, all that stuff. So yeah, we try and support each other over there. We do have a Patreon, which we're working on getting some more Patreon content up. We just posted just this past week the extended schedule for tournament fights and tier rankers. You can go on there for just $1. You can see the the extended schedule if you want to get first dibs and you want to see it early before everybody else and sign up for episodes before they fill up, because some of them do fill up fast. And we are going to be having some exclusive trivia and some podcasts coming up, which speaking of that, we have some trivia that's going to be on the Patreon happening this Saturday evening, which is going to be the Seen and Heard music trivia. So we're going to be doing some music stuff because of copyright. We can't have it on YouTube, but we can have it over on the Patreon. You don't have to be a member of the Patreon to participate. If you want to compete, you can do it for free. But to watch it, we just have it at the $5 tier. So if you want to sign up for that, you can see that over there. And it'll be fun. I'm having a lot of fun putting it together because you're just going to hear some awesome music from like all these really cool movies. There'll be 2 rounds of movie trivia, and then in the middle, a little round of TV music too in there. So yeah. So we'll have that, and then we'll be getting back soon after that. We're going to wait till we do the episode to actually schedule it, but we have our exhibition match coming up. That's going to be our certified fresh match, which will be all movies that are rated 90% and above on Rotten Tomatoes. So we already did a April Fool's one where we did the 10% or less movies. So now we're going to do the 90% and above. So we're going to have Zach on for the exhibition. We'll have Chris on for the music. And if anyone else wants to sign up, just let me know, because we're doing them every month. And then we'll get back into some tournament stuff. We are in the midst of a tournament. It's kind of a slower burn a tournament, just fitting the matches in when we can fit them in. But those are coming up. And then just what we have going on for the next little bit for tournament fights and tier ranker, we are going to be finishing our hot takes episode Wednesday. So it'll be the same panel for Wednesday, but a full bracket on Wednesday. And then we'll be doing on Friday, we'll be doing Austin Pez Howell, my usual co-host on the Movie Hero Network. We're doing Austin versus Jacob Barber on a battle of their favorite actors, and it's going to be, they decided they each want to pick just 4 actors and then do 8 of their movies each, and so that's what it'll be. And then which for that one I have a lot of blind spots. They sent me the list of their actors, and I've got a lot of movies to watch this week. So but that's good, because I wanted, that's like the big purpose of this channel. I kind of want to watch movies I haven't seen. So. And then we'll be getting back in some TV stuff. Our next TV tier ranker, we had to kind of break it down a little bit because there's just like so much gosh dang TV that's been released. We're in a bit of a TV renaissance, which is a good problem to have when there's way too much TV shows. So there's zero shortage of great TV shows to watch. There's a lot of it. So the next one will be best TV shows 2018 and 2019 for those years, just shows that were released those 2 years. And then we'll be getting it back into our ladder series. Will be best movies of 2003. So that'll be a 3-part series. We I took a month off from that, and we're getting back into doing that. And then Chris Scott will be going head to head on about of his favorite TV shows against Steven Shepard. So we're doing some more TV stuff. And then I'll just throw in one more bonus one for now. I'll keep it a little shorter this time. We'll have another Movie Hero mystery tournament where we spin the wheel 64 times, and the first 64 movies to pop out will be in a big mystery tournament. And then the wheel is movies that are all of our favorite movies. And now that Zach and Maria have done their top 64, the movies will be eligible for that. So cool. Your favorite movies pop up in that tournament, and you can be on the show if you want to. Just let me know. So yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah. So, but I think that'll do it for us tonight. So this has been a fun time. Like, I really wanted to do this episode just because I feel like I have a lot of hot takes, and a lot of you guys do. So it's fun to just kind of get it out there and just talk about them,
Yeah.
So yeah. But for Dan Skibellin, for Maria Hammond, for Zach Shelton, for Chris Scott, I've been Jordan, the Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.